Hey folks, Slice 'em here. Gonna be hitting up the Alliance Quest tonight. Got a couple other things going for us. So first off though, Alliance Quest Map 5, Act 4 exploration and some arena grinding. So all that goody good stuff that's got to get done on top of a couple other things. So with that being said, the first thing that I'm going to try to hit up is going to be the Alliance Quest. Just get that out of the way. We're going to hit the Explore real quick just because I am sitting on 69 energy, so it looks like we got a fight, and then from there we can move on and hopefully be done. So, Act 4, 100%, gonna be a pain. Takes so much energy. Oop, that's what I get for not paying attention. Luckily, Iceman can handle a hit or two, and I didn't have any major debuffs pop, so. Ooh, looky there. Boss says, hey. Jacob right behind him. Star says, no, I was the first like. Wow. Boss was definitely the first to say, hey. Jacob right behind him. Raging Light, how's it going, man? Superman vs. Green Lantern, good to see you, man. So, yeah, good to see everybody. Going to burn a little bit of this energy down before I go hit up Alliance Quest. And then at that point, we'll go from there. Superman vs. Green Lantern said, sup, bro, I really need to be mod. Right now, I feel pretty comfortable with the mods that I have. Nothing against anybody. It's just one of those things that I don't see a reason to have a bunch of them. I'm not that big yet. If it would be one thing if we were packing the room, there's a bunch of people in here yapping, then I could understand. But right now, we've been safe with what we have. So, but I am glad you brought that up. I've been meaning to move Jacob up. He's been a mod in so many of my other stuff, and yet I haven't moved him in here, so. Whoops. Probably going to get me in trouble. Hey, there's Anthony. How's it going, my friend? So, guys, we're going to have a couple new things coming in. And we're going to be going over that as things go. What we have to look forward to. A Willow says, good God, you guys are quick. They are. Q Thunder, good seeing you, man. You know what? A Willow, my boy, making me remember, don't forget my XP boost, because I am absolutely horrible about using those. So, yeah. Q Thunder says he missed Winter Soldier by like 5k points. Ouch. That sucks. Wow. Sorry to hear, man. That's the bad end of having cut off. Somebody's going to miss. Oh, and I didn't even realize unstoppable. That's no good. And he's not duped, so I don't have to worry about getting stunned. At this point, I'll just let it all wear off. We'll just finish him off with an L3. Jacob, let's just say I have killed Kenny. LOL. Obvious Star watches South Park. Superman vs. Green Lantern. But you did say I could be one last time. I said as things go on, you hang around, it's definitely possible. I got a lot of guys that have hung out here with me for a long time. I've seen you in and out, so we'll see. Keep coming around. Who knows? Hopefully the stream continues to grow. Again, the new push is 500 subscribers. 500 subscriber makes the magic happen. So I just dropped the lid to my water. There we go. Sorry about that. All right. Hey, what's up, T. Ricky? Good seeing you. Scrolling back up here. Let's see. Raging Light, I'm 2,000 shards away from my first 5-star crystal. Congrats, man. Not that far away then, man. 2 James says, sup, Slice him. Hey, what's up, 2 James? 2 James. I guess that's really supposed to be James. I'm pretty bad at that. Q Thunder, first and last time, I'm grinding the arena. Man, don't get caught up in that mindset. That's what causes things to get haywire. Just do what you're supposed to do. It's going to come. Most of the time, you're going to get the champ. Every so often, you're going to fall off and miss. So, Q Thunder says, "Ooh, I got a 5-star Rocket. Congratulations." Rocket's a nice little character to have, especially once he's duped. It's super nice. So, 2 James says, "Dope Iceman." Hey, thanks, man. He's definitely a lot of fun. I can say that. One of my favorite champions that I have. So, that was quick of Drex. T Ricky, yo yo, hey, good hearing you, T Ricky. Good seeing you in here again, man. The boss says, "I'll never give my strategy away for being first. The only thing I can say is be fast." Jack Tab says, "Good morning." Good morning, Jack Tab. Good seeing you again, man. Anthony talking about South Park just restarted. Q Thunder says, "And turn on notifications." Sorry, boss. Star says, "Superman, I know when Slice'em hits 1K subs, Super Chat will be enabled, so stick around." That is entirely correct. 1,000 subscribers enables Super Chat, and things will definitely be a little more, will be a little different, a little more chaotic, I imagine. So, all right, which path do I want to take? Oh, we're going to take that path with the energy. That made my mind up real quick. Q Thunder says, "I took Rocket to 235 immediately." I don't blame you, man. Rocket is an interesting champion. He's definitely capable of doing a lot of great things. Hits like a Mack truck, but you do have to be careful. He does have that glass jaw, so you do have to be mindful of that. So that's the only thing I can say there. He cannot take a hit, not at all. All right. And again, so as usual, guys, I'm going to be bringing in a couple different guys to talk, chat, discuss the game. So give me 1 second here. Just kind of getting things rolling. Ooh. I really don't want to use that now that I got Unstoppable, but oh well. Jagtap says, "Hey Sly, should I rank up my duped Hyperion or unduped Doramu?" I think you gotta go duped Hyperion. And again, it depends on what you're looking for. But I think I would lead towards the Hyperion. With that being said, I tell you what, let's go ahead and bring Anthony on the line. I'm going to be bringing Anthony and Bulldog in, and they'll be answering a lot of questions for us, guys. All right. And again, we're going to be bringing Anthony. Anthony, you there?
I am.
Bulldog, are you there? Bulldog may not have picked up yet. Oh. I hear Bulldog.
I heard him too.
Yes, you do.
Hey.
I finally get to go head to head with the Bulldog.
Oh.
I'm sure you've been counting down the days.
It makes me almost feel like it's like an old wrestling promo. Oh, and tonight we got Anthony the Tony going against Bulldog.
Can I say something about Rocket before we get going here?
Absolutely.
5-star Rocket is an awesome unduped champion. And to me, at the moment, the key with the 5-star pulls is to get one that is good unduped due to
no kidding.
You know what I mean? Due to the lack of gems and how hard it is to obtain the crystal, except for Star-Lord. You always want to get that first Star-Lord, but you really want to look for that 5-star that you don't necessarily need to dupe to do things with. And Rocket fits that bill, especially because of diminishing returns. Diminishing returns affected his signature ability more so than any other champion. Still effective, but not as good. So he's a solid unduped champion, and LOL worthy, if I say so myself.
Hey,
I would agree with that.
Real quick, we had a question. I can't see it right this second, but an individual asked something about Hyperion having Unstoppable. I'm playing in Act 4, guys, so right now the deal that I'm doing is the one where it's a random effect every time a special is used. So that's why, for example, right there, Doc Strange had Degeneration on him. We gain different effects depending on every time after you use a special attack. It swaps them up, so that's pretty interesting. What's up, Jesse? Good seeing you again. Uh, Grosh says, "Tell me, please, the cutoffs for the new ID under 60 days." Ooh, I have no idea. Anybody have an idea on what those normally go for? I didn't get to do it, so I have not a clue what the new accounts can kind of grind out to.
When it comes to those arenas, the 30-day and the 60-day arenas, they're so all over the map because you have so many people coming in and leaving them that it's very hard to judge. My best advice is to go on Reddit or the Kabam forums, kind of see where other people are. But due to the fact that so many people are in and out daily on those, it's very hard to judge or predict.
I would say it would be hard to even come close to having an idea. I mean, most people I don't think even know that they're really going. So, real quick, Jesse says 2.5 million. Sounds fair, I guess. Jesse also asks, "How's the duck grind going?" For me, it's going horrible. I'm not very interested in it. I don't want to do it. It's not a champion that I am overly concerned about. So, it is what it is. PJ22, hey, what's up? Good seeing you back, buddy. Anthony, Bulldog, how are your duck hunts going?
Mine's going terrible. I'm at like 650,000, almost at the end of day 2. Same thing. Even though I don't have Howard the Duck, I don't really have any use for him. So I can't really motivate myself to be, going after him. I think it's going to be that way for a little while. There aren't really any champs coming up that I'm like super excited about.
Sure. Anthony?
Well, I have already hit the milestones, and I think I'm going to stop there, especially round 1.
Sure.
At this point, I need the shards more than I need Howard. And I wouldn't go for him twice anyway, so I'd rather go for him in second round if I decide to. But for me, the next 2 arenas are where it's at. I need Gwenpool badly, and I need Captain America World War II badly.
Yeah, I just pulled Captain America World War II for the 9th time last night,
so jealous.
God,
I'm not going after him. And I already have Gwenpool duped 550, Sig 40, I think, at this point. So there's
jealous.
Really no point either.
You're so lucky.
She's great.
You're going to miss that awful, awful grind for her.
Oh, I've been so fortunate. Like, I grinded for Mordo and then pulled him out of a crystal, so it was great. It duped him. I should have done it the other way, but, it got him out of a PHC. And then when Voodoo came up, I had pulled him out of a crystal and used a gem on him. Got him out of a 4-star crystal. Hyperion, I already had 550 by the time his arena rolled around. So I have been super fortunate not having to bust my hump on anybody.
Yeah, you're getting lucky.
Mordo.
See, yeah. I'm the exact opposite. Every top-tier champ I had to grind out an arena.
Not envious of that.
I started. The only one I didn't have to do was Magic.
Ooh.
I had already had Magic, but everyone else I had to do double grinds for.
Ugh.
Yeah, so far I've only in 16 months gotten Winter Soldier, Black Bolt, and Mordo. That's it. That's all I've ever gotten out of the arena. Everything else I pulled.
The only one that was bad was Hyperion.
That was bad?
Yeah.
Was the Hyperion one?
Yeah. The other ones weren't so bad.
Yeah. Did you get him on both tries or just on one?
No, I missed him round 1 by 100,000 points.
Oh, that's right. That was you. Yeah. That's unfortunate.
I was pissed. I knew he was going to beat Voodoo's record. But I did not think he was going to go that high.
Oh, it was brutally high.
He went even above my prediction. And my prediction was already higher than Voodoo. I was pretty surprised.
You both were high.
Yeah. Or we were both low.
Well, high as far as
higher.
I thought you were high on your predictions. Let me put it that way. You had very high predictions. You thought it would be high. And to be higher than what you were predicting was what just blew my mind.
Yeah, I was 100% certain that I was right. Especially and with the second round, I knew it wasn't going to drop that much either. Too, it's just he's too. The same thing's going to happen with Gwenpool. They're just too useful, plain and simple.
Yeah.
Everybody wants them.
Hyperion is excellent for 8Q.
Is he? Yeah,
Yeah.
I could see that.
The
I
damage.
use mine on war defense, and he gets 3 to 4 kills every time, no matter where I put him.
Yeah, I've been seeing him a lot on defense too.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me!
I find him easy to fight, but
So do I. I find Voodoo easy to fight, Mordo, Hyperion. So, although, like in the war yesterday, it was interesting. Normally, I take the path up the left, the middle of the left, all the way up to the sub boss on 52. But somebody got in before me and basically took my path. And so I ended up having to take the little one that jags off to the side and reconnects to the middle, to free all those nodes. Mm-hmm. And Mordo was the sub boss, and two of the guys that were up against him looked like I don't know if they lost them all at Mordo, but they were all basically dead, and he had about half his strength left. And I came in and just wiped the floor with him. I mean, I think I came out of the match with more than I went in with because I used Voodoo. And that's just, I think it's just that way. There are some champs that are just your bugaboo, and some champs that, you can just own.
Real quick, what's up, Carbon Dioxide Gaming? Good to see you again, man. And R31
hey, right
making it back. So.
All right, now it's a party.
We are moving full steam ahead. Can't believe So this has been my frustration inside my Alliance quest. I have been playing, as I feel, fairly well. Not really getting hit, a little block damage here and there, but overall playing well. But for example, against that Adaptoid, as I go to move back to bait the special, they're throwing the special mid-dash, and it's just catching me by my tiptoes, essentially.
Day 5, bro. Day 5.
Yep.
And it's just so annoying.
Day 5 shenanigans.
I call shenanigans.
It just makes me so mad. Maybe it shouldn't, but it sure as hell does.
Yeah,
it's day 5 and day 4. They suck.
Yeah, it's especially bad with those cosmic symbioids. With that the L2 and the L. Actually, both of their specials are bad. Yellow Jacket is especially bad. Unfortunately, this morning I had to deal with both Yellow Jackets, and he just kept clipping me on the foot. I tried to leave that gap. I watched Dave's video. I could fight Yellow Jacket like a ninja most of the time, but I just kept underestimating how much, gap I left, and he tagged me on the foot. I usually take Ultron against him, though, because I'm regenerating health every time he hits me with it, so it's not as bad. But the second one did end up taking out my Ultron. It was the first time I lost a champ in a couple of weeks, I think.
I have just had the worst luck. What's making me frustrated is I feel like I'm in a safe distance, just like right there against Groot. Oh shit! I almost got caught talking. I feel like I've created enough distance, and mother trucker, just getting caught where normally you wouldn't get caught. It's just that split second or a little gap, and you're like, oh no, I'm clear, and then they're dashing right behind you and just nicking you just enough to cause headaches. So.
Well, I was watching Steiny fight Deadpool X-Force on LOL, and I'd say it seemed like every other death that he got was because of that. When Deadpool would dash forward as he was going back. So, he would start his dash, but not fast enough, and Deadpool would close the ground, and he's using Drax. And I have that happen a lot when I'm fighting Drax, that he's got that little bit of extra arm reach. Yeah, no, I know exactly what you mean. R31 says he hates fighting Mordo, Nightcrawler, BPCW, Spider-Man Classic, anyone that evades. Yeah, I'll second that. I hate fighting BPCW, Nightcrawler. I don't mind fighting Nightcrawler everywhere but in war. for some reason, when I fight him in war, I don't know if it's the tension of knowing like I can't screw this up, and he gives me fits. And Spider-Man, as long as I got my Black Widow, I don't mind. But anybody else, I've actually had that happen where I've gone into a fight and like I don't know who it is, and I'll bring somebody in, and it's a 12,000 Spider-Man classic, and I'm like, I'd rather be half dead than all dead, so I'll just quit and come back and bring in my Black Widow. I know you're not supposed to do that, but I've done it.
I don't blame you to a degree. I'm just getting frustrated. Just so frustrated.
With that Groot.
Yeah.
Are you in AQ right now? Yeah, that's what it looks like.
AQ. It's been one of those days. End of the month, I'm trying to take and get things done while still keeping things going for the Alliance.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just one headache after another. Either way, just little stupid play here, little stupid play there, and you get put on the ropes, and then it goes backwards.
Yeah.
I noticed in AQ on day 5, I'll do a parry, and then I'll parry into a special, and they'll recover so fast from the parry that or even I'll parry and go into a combo. It actually doesn't matter. They'll recover so quick from the parry that before I can get my first hit on the combo or get my special in, they're already attacking me and hit me with a 5-hit combo.
Mm-hmm.
The AI is so aggressive on day 5.
Certainly better than any human could ever do.
Oh, it can just be brutal. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, crying about it's not going to do me any good. But man, I want to throw my phone sometimes so bad, just because it's just like, I know my timing's not off that much. Now, granted, I've said this many times. I am far from a professional style player. I don't intercept well enough. My parry is not always spot on, and I go chasing, as I like to call it. I chase way too much. So, real quick, let's answer a couple quick questions. Jacob says, good luck. Really good for war defense.
Talking about BPCW.
Yep, so that's who he's hoping for. But he asking about the Quack. I think Quack Attack, how safe, what's the safe score for Howard? I think 3-5 to 4 is more than safe. I think that should be definitely where he's going to fall. Anything more than that, if it goes above that, I guess my theory is good for them. You know what? Have at it. Go take your time and grind it up to 5 million or whatever. There's just no reason for him to ever come to that number. The fact that we're even talking about 4 million for him, to me, seems high.
Yeah, I've been doing a little research on Howard Cutoff the last few days, and I'm actually changing my tune. I think he might go 3 or under.
Well, good. I'm glad you're coming to the dark side.
I'm starting to think he's going to drop. He's going to be a little less than I originally thought.
You think it's burnout from the bigger arenas? I mean, we had 2 weeks off, or at least a week off, really.
Yeah, and the hype's just not there.
No.
There's a lot of people that just aren't up on him.
Yeah. It's possible. I think it's possible.
Too.
I referenced that don't rule out the kitsch factor. You know what I mean? Because he's the duck. He's Howard the Duck, and he's funny, and all that kind of stuff. And then there may be a good number of people, but the more I think about that too, I don't think that's enough to drive somebody to put in the amount of effort it takes to get 4 or 5 million. It's like, no matter how much you want him. Again, he doesn't have, like, he can be used, but he's one of those champs, again, that everything he does, he's too random for my taste, number one.
Yeah.
And number two, everything that he does, somebody does it better. Yeah. I totally could see that.
Absolutely.
Oh, speaking Punisher 2099 will take more attention. Yeah, absolutely. People are going to be going for him. I'm pretty lucky I pulled a Punisher 2099 today.
Oh, nice.
But it was a 3-star.
No.
I went ahead. I bought 5 feature crystals because I had some extra units. I went ahead and got Mystic Dispersion level 5 last night, which was awesome for item use because it earned me like 10,000 points. It was crazy because you get like 160 for every core you use, and I used 80. So that was really cool. And so I had some left over, and so I bought 5 features, and it's the first time I actually got a feature in that feature. Well, I guess no Nebula, I guess would count that too. So, but anyway, I was pleased. It would have been better if it was a 4-star, but I really just wanted to get him at all just so I could play around with him and see what he's like. Because I made that mistake of missing out on like Archangel I don't have yet, which luckily I'll finally get. Iceman I just finally got. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I already maxed them too. So
Interesting. So,
go ahead.
I was just gonna say I'm going back here. Missed a couple people. Yuzuki says, "Hey everyone, welcome back." I believe that is Nicole. I'm not 100% sure. My name has changed. Didn't even see him sneak in. What's up? Good to see you. My name has changed. So yeah.
My name has changed. Says he was watching Dorky Diggity Dave's stream and liked when they asked him what he thought the cutoff will be. He said he's not going to answer that. Just get into the not going into that thing. Just get in the pool. Yeah, Dave is the first and it seems only YouTuber at this point who wants to refrain from discussing cutoffs to see what sort of effect that might be having on the actual cutoffs. Brian's been asked about it, I know, and he doesn't agree with that position per se. So I mean, that's certainly I totally don't blame him, and I certainly agreed with him in the beginning too. So we'll see if it has any kind of effect.
Yeah, I see both sides of that.
As do I.
I see Dave's side, not talking about cutoffs and focusing on getting in the pool. I see that, and actually I agree with that. And I see Brian's side too. He puts up a score that he came through not just a random guess.
Right.
It's a well thought out and researched estimate, educated guess, if you will. And people are going to find that information regardless. They can go on Reddit. They can go on Kabam forums. They can look in the previous history. It's the what's that word that you use in school? Common knowledge. It's common knowledge. So until it's not common knowledge, he feels that he's not doing a disservice because you can get that answer elsewhere. So to him, because of the common knowledge factor, he is doing his subscribers a service by helping them out with a place to shoot for. And I see both sides. I personally agree with not talking about it and promoting get in the pool. But I
don't see that those things are mutually exclusive. I don't think that you have to, not talk about it to promote get in the pool.
Right.
I think it's, talking about the estimated cutoffs, I see it as, and again, I see Dave's point. And in the beginning, I really did agree with him. But the more I've thought about it, the less I take that position. I take the stance that yeah, you could most of us could make an estimated guess. We could look at past ones. We have not only our own personal bias of what we think it's worth, but we can look at previous champs and what they've gone through. You can look at champs that are on the level of Howard the Duck. All that stuff's right. Even if all the YouTubers banded together and agreed not to discuss it, you're right. There's so many other outlets. There's Facebook. There's Reddit. There's all sorts of different places you can get that information. So I mean, it's certainly obviously it's Dave's personal choice. He can do what he wants, and I support that. I just don't. I don't think it has as much of a negative effect as he might be estimating.
Yeah, I mean, I see both sides. I just and Jacob, I kind of agree with you. Even in my alliances lineup, I'm an alliance family, so there's 8 to 10 alliances in my family alliance, and we have a global line chat, so there's like 1,000 people in there, and I'd say at least 20% of them post pictures of their score on there. So it's even in there, and one guy's going to watch Brian's and say, oh, Brian said to go to 4.5. I'm going to go to 5. And the next guy says, oh, well, you're going to go to 5. Well, I'm going to go to 5.5 to be safe. And
right.
The telephone
It's
effect plays a big part in this too.
it's almost like that joke. The two people are out walking through the forest, and all of a sudden a bear starts barreling down on them, and they start to take off to run. And one of the guys says, stops, and he sits down, and he opens his backpack, and he pulls out a pair of sneakers. And the other guy says, "What are you doing? Putting on a pair of sneakers isn't going to help you outrun the bear." And the guy says, "I don't need to outrun the bear. I just need to outrun you."
Exactly. Yeah.
It's that same thing. It's like, oh, you're going to do 5? Well, I'm going to do 5.5. So at least if nothing else, I'm going to do better than you. Because that's really being part of an alliance family, obviously you have access to a larger pool of people, but it's still a minuscule fraction of the number of players out there.
Real quick.
So, go ahead.
Oh, real quick, just going to go back and touch up. Real deal here. Good to see you, man. Nice to see you in the chat. Chit said actually Grave was the first to quit predicting cutoffs. Rich the Man was second.
Okay. Yeah, I do remember Rich talking about that. I didn't realize Grave was the first one to talk about it.
Yeah.
And real deal, we're not bashing Howard at all. Howard is a decent champion. He's got his uses. We're merely talking about how excited people will be to grind 4 or 5 million for him in the arena, other than R31, who apparently hates Howard the Duck for some reason. But for the rest of us, we think he's a fine champ. So I just made the point, I don't know if you were here when I did, that Howard's a decent champ, but everything he does, somebody does better, and he's a little too random for my taste. But if I got him, I'd certainly level up and at least use him in the arena.
Here's a couple things. My name is Shane. Says he agrees a little more with Dave's point of view. By the way, Raven Knight, good seeing you again, buddy. R31, that's hating on the Duck, absolutely hating. Jacob's going to go with the stance of if people stop predicting, it would help. So there's definitely many different philosophies here. I think I stand more along this line. I'm not saying that by quitting predicting raises it or drops it. As much as it does, it controls it. Now, here's the other side of that. I think, Anthony, your argument is and not really yours, but Brian's argument is, if I don't give people a number, they're just going to go look it up. And that's fair. Here's the thing, though. If the YouTube community was to sit down, not even sit down, but if they were to be around the same area at a lower score, I think that lower score carries over more. Because here's the deal. The easy answer is to come to YouTube. I don't know about you guys, but I don't like to read. I hate it. I'm not the type of guy to sit down and read a book. I don't want to go look anything up. If there's a video I can watch, I'm going to watch a video. Look at the movies that are going out of the roof just with bringing in customers, because people don't want to go sit down and read the full comic. Look, I can go watch a movie. It's like watching a comic. So what I feel is that people want a quick, easy solution. They want to be entertained. You want to find the best way to get a cutoff? Go watch a video, listen to the people, join the chat, and you get to talking about it. You get your answer, and you're never just reading. You're a part of the answer. So a part of me believes if the YouTube community took a lower stance on some of them, that you would see those numbers drop a little bit. Now, I'm not saying it would be massive, but I think every little bit helps.
Yeah, and their point to that is that little bit isn't enough for them not to do it.
Sure.
And I could see it. Real Deal said that he doesn't discuss them in his streams either.
So
I think the only way that it's going to be perfect is if it's 100% anonymous, which is never going to happen.
No.
And we get together and have at least, I don't even want to put a number on it. I don't even know. But the more people in the pool, the better. Plus complete autonomy and and that will slow it down to just the natural progression of roster.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
No, I get it.
That's the only way it's going to work the way it's supposed to, and that's just not going to happen. So,
no, I get where you're coming from, and again, I just don't see it happen. So, who knows? Jacob says, I pulled a 4-star magic today, and I almost peed the bed. Don't blame you. If I pull anybody good, I get excited, but that's because I have horrible luck. I mean, absolutely horrible luck. with the pulling champions. So who
Ellis
knows?
said that they have 9 million in the Punisher 2099 arena, asking if they're behind, and Q Thunder suggested they would go for about 15 million.
Ooh,
I think it'll be more than that.
no, come on. You
Yeah,
I
think?
do. I do. What was
yeah.
Carnage?
13,
Yeah,
13,
Punisher.
13, 6, 13, 3, something like that.
Here, I got it.
I
Hold
would say
on.
15 million on the very, very low end. I think it could be a little bit higher than that. That's
Yeah.
just my guess.
Man,
I would. You really in the featured arena, regardless of the champion, you really want to shoot for 5 million a day. So at the 24-hour mark, you really
here's
want to at least 5 million, at
what.
So
least.
9 million
Here,
is pretty good then, because the day ain't over.
yeah.
Yes, you're on a good pace. Yeah.
Here's what you've had. Going back to Archangel. Archangel was 12 and 13. Psylocke was 9 and 11. And I'm just hitting guys that were new to the arena. I'm not doing the old ones here. Iceman 14-10. Angela was 11 and 12. King Groot went 12 and 6. Wow, that was a big
Oh my
drop.
goodness, yeah, that's right.
Uh,
Oh yeah.
Neb-
Forgot about
Nebula did 14 and then went up to 15. Yondu did 14 and then dropped to 7-9.
Man, I wish I would give anything for a time machine then to go. I would have
Oh,
loved to get Yondu at 8
that.
million. You know what I mean? Like,
Yondu's solid champion.
yeah.
totally doable. It's just he went so high in that first one. I thought there was no chance.
Yeah. Then,
At a real deal, yeah. Sly does crystal openings on Sunday.
correct. Yep. Always on Sunday. Now, the past couple days, I've done a couple extra of the Map 5 crystals, mainly because I'm hoping to pull. I'm hoping to pull a full Cosmic Catalyst. So far, no luck, and I don't even hardly get the fragments anymore. So I'm obviously too close to forming a full Catalyst, and the game hates me. So no Cosmics for me.
Yeah, I still haven't pulled a full one since that very first week. I've tried saving them up till the end of AQ. I've tried opening them as I get them. You know, there doesn't seem to be any magic mojo I can do to make it happen.
Yeah, mine's always horrible. Here, real quick though, Carnage. You asked about Carnage. Carnage went for 15 million and then 10.
Wow.
15 and then 10.
Really? My God.
Yeah, I knew it was high on one of them.
15 then
That's a
10.
pretty decent drop though.
I just don't see Punisher 2099 going higher than that. I mean, so many people wanted Carnage.
Yeah, and he's tech, and we just had like an awesome tech come out, and look how low he went in the second round. Yeah, I'm gonna revise my estimation. I've kind of had this theory of mutually assured destruction, that it was just gonna keep going up and up and up. But as more champs get into people's rosters, like, is Punisher 2099 better than Yondu? Not really. I mean, by most accounts. So
And
yeah.
you know what's weird about Punisher 99? The battery charge is real clunky. It's really awkward to
Yes.
to fight with. It's hard to get the regen. It's hard to know what to do with with the battery and let it charge or build up a charge. It's
You know,
a little,
here,
it's a little
here's the only thing that I've seen. I've listened to my alliance members talk about him. I can tell you, none of them are overly excited. One guy said, and this is the only good review I've seen out of 2099 so far. He's a great control champ. So essentially, you let the battery charge up, and whenever the opponent gets to their L3, you instantly remove it, and you basically lock them down, essentially.
yeah, but you lose charge though when you do that, right?
Yeah, but it's like, okay, so yeah, I can lock them down, and they don't get that L3 off, but what? I mean, what's the purpose of magic, the visions, and everything else then? Like, if that's what we're getting this champ for, then what are we really getting? I mean, it's not that nice, in my opinion.
Yeah, yeah, and that's why I was glad to get him. Like I said, especially as a 3-star, so I can at least play around with it. But yeah, clunky, I think is the best word. It's like Nebula, like on paper that sounds neat, but it takes so long to build up those shock charges that it's gimmicky,
Yep.
And
Oh,
there's a
she's
difference between innovation and gimmick. And
Well,
Nebula is gimmick, and Punisher
Totally.
2099 feels very gimmicky too.
too much block damage on those shock charges.
And here's the thing. And
Yeah, while you're building them up.
Anthony picks on me all the time. I love playing with Nebula, not because she's good. I just like
I
to
do
see.
too.
I just like to see
Yeah.
how high I can run the charge count up to before
Yeah,
I
but
push it over.
You bring her into map 5 AQ when
You are dead.
No.
Wolverine sitting on your roster.
That was only day one. Day one,
Oh.
you could bring Mickey Mouse, Minnie Mouse, and Pluto, and those three are gonna Mickey Mouse around through day one.
That's true.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true.
That's true. I need to start doing that too, like bringing some champs I want to experiment with.
And that's
Yeah, that's what I do.
Day
Try them out on day one.
and that's the
perfect-
thing. Is day one is it is what it is. For me, this is how I view AQ, and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it gets me kicked out of my alliance. Maybe I go alliance-ness with or without an alliance for years. I don't know, but because of my opinion. But this is the way I see it. This is the way I see it. AQ day one, I'm better off to take a couple of my good champs and go do some hard content. I'm better off to go blow through Act 4 and just smash through it real quick. Like, it's going to get me something because day one, Alliance Quest, there ain't nothing in there. I mean, you can do all sorts of stuff. I mean, it's a chance to try out new champions. It's a chance to just relax, get your feet back in the groove, and get ready to go. So, yeah, I take Nebula day one.
If you make it to Dormammu, I agree with that.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of,
I did
the
that
day,
when we were
she's
coming up. I did that a lot because I didn't have all the 550s that I do. Now it wouldn't make a difference, but in those early days, I was the same way. It's like, do I really want to have this champ locked in on something that's going to be that easy when I could be, finishing Act 4 or I could be working on Road or whatever. So yeah, I get that.
I mean,
I don't have a single 550 champion, and even on day 5, I get to Dormammu with 3 full champions. And
You don't have any 550s?
No, not yet.
Oh, I thought you did.
No, not yet. I'm getting really close. I got 2 class catalysts in about 4 different categories, but so I'm very close. I should get 2 actually at the end of this AQ. But yeah, I'm
nice.
I just recently started doing map 5, so.
I don't support the whole idea of trading champs. People bring it up. I get why not, and I wouldn't want to either anyway because it would really suck a lot of the fun out. But I think if you should be able to trade anything in this game, it should be T4 catalysts.
Yeah,
because like I at one point I had 8 mutant and 8 science, and it's like I already have Hulk 550. What am I going to do with them? And those mutants, like maybe someday I'll get a 4-star Archangel or Iceman. Then I'll finally be able to use them. But even then, I could do both of them and still have 2 left over.
So when it comes to mutant there's at least 5 champions that are R5 worthy, 6 champions that are R5 worthy, unless you have the 5-star.
And 3 of them I already have at R5, and I still have that many mutant T4.
Wow.
So that means that I've pulled, 3, 6, 9. That means I've pulled 17 mutant T4 catalysts.
That's crazy.
Because I have... Yeah, I took X-23, Wolverine, and Nightcrawler all up to 550.
Jeez.
Plus, I have I have a couple sitting at 440 that could go at any time too. Yeah, but I'm not going to do anybody else unless I get Iceman or Archangel at this point.
So
I have Cable and I thought about it, but I just don't see it being worth it.
So this is where I'm at. So I was going to R5 Wolverine just for the map 5 necessity, but even on day 5 I get the Dormammu with 3 full champions because I use Wolverine throughout the whole day,
Right.
And he's at 440. So, and lately I've been kind of getting my ass kicked a little bit with Iceman in War, so I feel like R5ing Iceman before Wolverine is the way to go. I think that'll
Yeah,
help.
if you're already getting to the top, if you're already getting to Dormammu with Wolverine still alive, but you're struggling in war, and obviously you don't have two Wolverines, so
Right.
yeah, I mean that makes perfect sense. And that's one of the things like we're going to be discussing our in the very near future. We're going to be doing a rating system. We're working on for like different types of champs and things like that. We talked about it last night.
Yeah.
But one of the things I'm hoping we can help avoid too is I've said it before, you work with what works with you.
Yes.
Certain
in
champs you're
terms
going to
of
do
rank
good
up?
with. Certain champs, yeah. When it comes to ranking up, it's like you don't necessarily want to rank up a champ just because everybody says that. Like I've got, Captain America World War II. Everybody says, "Oh, he's God tier." I don't like him. I don't use him that much. I don't really have a place for him. I'm
Really?
not going to 550 him, even though I have all the resources, because I still have 5 sciences after taking Rhino 5-star to rank 3. I mean, yeah, he's
Like
good.
Captain America?
It's not that I don't like Captain America. Is actually one of my favorite superheroes. I don't have a use for him. I don't think he's that great for me. It just doesn't work for me. That's what I'm talking about. It's like,
Yeah.
there are certain champs that you can make the argument should.
Yes.
You
We're
know,
losing you
finish
there,
it.
Bulldog.
So
Bulldog,
much, and you would be because I hated Ultron when I first started playing.
Bulldog, in case you can't tell, we can barely hear you. You went to a faraway land.
Not in, I was like, okay, now I get it. Once I started using him, especially when I started moving up in AQ maps.
Bulldog.
With those, there's a lot of them.
come back to Earth, buddy.
Person.
Here, I'm killing his mic so because he's so far away. Bulldog, give me a
Yeah.
holler, shout out in the chat room whenever you get whenever it seems to be fixed. It's like you went to the moon to suddenly start talking. It was kind of awkward. Real quick, gonna scroll back here and answer a couple things. First off, welcome a couple of the guys and gals that showed up. Glock's in. I saw Ozzy scoot in here, so good seeing you guys. Real quick. R31 says, I'll get my katana out and cut that like button. We had Star, Rhino, and Jacob arguing over which model they would take, whether they take the actor or the actress themselves, or the character. Pretty interesting and funny, but... and again, Bulldog, let me know whenever you're able to make it back to your mic. No, bud, you sounded like you were like out on the... it's like he disappeared out into outer space or something. Was I the only one noticing that?
Wait, what?
Bulldog, did it not sound like he had moved away from his mic? It sounded like he was coming in way.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, something happened.
All right, let's see if we can get him back in on the call here.
So the other thing, actually, I kind of want to wait for Bulldog to get here. What are you guys talking about the girl who played Gamora?
Whenever you're able to make it back to your mic.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you, but you've always sounded so close to your mic. But now, for some reason, it sounds like you're out on.
No.
There, it's like you cut in and out.
Yeah, we good?
Now you're good. Yeah.
Yeah, I think there was something wrong with the connection. I must have leaned too far back and pulled the cord a little bit. Sorry. I was sitting in a chair and I was reclining.
That makes sense.
Because when you first dialed in, all I could hear you was over the device, not in the headset. So I'll be more careful.
Oh, you're
fine. What I was saying essentially is, I didn't like Ultron when I first got him, and everybody told me, oh, you got to rank him up. He's so great, and then I used him and okay, now I get why. I still to this day don't really like him. I don't like his play style like I do, say, a Wolverine or a Spider-Gwen, something like that I enjoy playing. But you can't deny how useful he is, how powerful he is, how good his utility value is.
That double regen is just so good.
Oh, yeah. Well, see, and I didn't like it at first. I was huge on Iron Man, because you get that regen and then you get back up and you could use it every turn. And, of course, it was pre-12.0 nerf. And I thought, well, this is way better than, Ultron's. But, again, that showed, I think, my lack of knowledge as a player at the time.
Sure.
I got lucky. I got really lucky. My first 2 5-star pulls were both Drax, who is just unbelievably awesome. He's in my AQ team. He'll be my first R4. I am in love with Drax. Is just so good, so powerful. And then I pulled Ultron.
Wow.
Oh,
You've
And,
done better out of your 3 than I have out of my 11.
yeah, and then my third one was Storm. So
oh, you got to be kidding me!
You are kidding me.
no, I swear to
This
God.
is such a ripoff.
And my Ultron went right straight to my AQ team, and like between him and Wolverine, it's like I don't even need Drax, who's more powerful than both of them put together. But you know, like damage wise, Drax
Sure.
just outperforms both of them significantly. But they both have amazing. Like I hit that double read. I purposely take hits with Ultron to get to the double heal. Like it's crazy. Like I love Ultron. He's so good. Even unawakened, he's just so good. And
Yeah.
the damage is good enough for day 5, map 5, day 5. It's good enough. So I couldn't say enough good things about Ultron. He is just an MVP for map 5.
Well, you
Same
know
with
what?
Wolverine.
You know what cracks me up? Earlier, I was like, man, Anthony, no rank 5s, no 550s, having no issue with map 5. That's phenomenal. Like, that's good. Right now, in my map 5, and you saw me get waxed a second ago, I got a rank 5 Scarlet Witch, my Wolverine, and my Thor. And my Thor and Wolverine are 440s, okay? And it's not like they're slop. They're not bad champs. You're running Wolverine as well, and Thor's a hard-hitting champ. And I thought to myself, holy smokies, that's really good. Well, now when you turn around and tell me, oh yeah, I got a 5-star Ultron, there's a 5-star Storm, and a 5-star Drax that's duped, I don't feel as crazy. You know, I was like, damn, I kind of feel bad for Anthony. He's doing a lot of work with a very limited roster. And now I'm going, oh, that's bull.
My 5 stars
Now
are
you get it.
R2 though. So
Well, still.
Yeah.
They're still
Of
nice.
my 11, all up until today, I had Rhino that I took to rank 3 again just because I had so many catalysts going to waste. And I took Ronan to rank 2 thinking I might awaken him, and that was it. And then once I duped Iron Fist, I went ahead and took him up. And then today I finally took Star-Lord and Magic both to rank 2 because I'm just not going to do any more 4 stars. It just doesn't make any sense.
See, if I had a 5-star Magic, I would take her to rank 3 or as soon as I could. Duped, unduped, doesn't matter. She'd be in my AQ team. She'd be in my AW offense team. I am dying. I would love to get a 5-star Magic.
Well, I've got a 4-star 550 Sig 99 Magic, which does just fine. Yeah. My 550s are this. See, that's why nobody should feel bad, I guess, about my 5 stars. These are my this is my 550 4-star list. You ready for this? And almost every single one of these is Sig 99. Thor, Wolverine, X-23, Dr. Voodoo.
Love it.
Let me think here. Black Widow, Agent Venom, Nightcrawler, Wolverine. I was trying to think by class. Hang on a sec. I'll just bring it up here.
Either way,
Talk amongst yourselves for a minute. I'm going to bring this up because you're going to crap when you hear this list.
I'm like 4,000 shards away from the 3rd Mystic, and I'm going to take Dr. Voodoo to rank 5.
Nice.
I'm 1 full cat away from a mutant, which I'm probably going to use on Iceman. At this point, I'm leaning towards Iceman. And I'm a couple thousand shards away from a science, which I'm going to use for Captain America when I get him out of the arena. And then I'm like half of a cat away from Cosmic, and I'm going to take Drax to R3.
Nice.
That's kind of my plan at the moment. And I'm very close to. I'm actually like a full tech catalyst away from Ultron going to R3 5-star as well.
Nice. Okay, here's mine. I made a mistake. I thought I had done X-23, but I only took her to 440. That's right, because I wanted to save those cats. So my 550 list is Ghost Rider, Dr. Voodoo, Gwenpool, Nightcrawler, Hyperion, Magic, Ultron, Black Widow, Thor, Agent Venom, Hulk, Star-Lord, Vision, and Wolverine. and they're all not Sig 99 except for Gwenpool, Voodoo, Hyperion, and Ghost Rider.
Yeah, see, I would do. That's actually an amazing list. I
Jeez.
would,
Yeah.
if I had Gwenpool, she'd go right to rank 5, and I would put her on my war offense team.
I don't even use her.
Oh my god, I would use her every chance I could. I think she's the funnest champ to play in the whole game.
Oh, she is, but it's like my AQ team is Ultron, Wolverine, and Hulk.
Hard.
My AW is Black Widow, Vision, and Dr. Voodoo. My defense is Hyperion, Nightcrawler, my 440 Jugs, Magic, and Agent Venom. So it's like the only time the nice thing is Gwenpool I get to use whenever I'm questing because she's always available.
So I would see my AW attack team is Voodoo, Iceman, and Vision.
That's a great team.
Yeah, and honestly, I do most of the fights with Voodoo. I use Iceman for Nightcrawler when I know he's the boss, or if I know I'm going to see him on a node. Although Voodoo does very well against Nightcrawler in War, if anyone's wondering. He does very well.
Oh yeah, he definitely does.
Except for what is it, 52 or 51, the mini boss?
Sure.
Yeah.
That's debuff immune.
Yeah.
He's completely useless on a debuff immune node, but aside from that, he does very well against Nightcrawlers.
Yeah.
And Vision, my Vision is unduped at the moment, and that is not going to stop from taking him to R5.
When you dupe him, man, it is so much better because he steals that energy instead of just burning it. R31, I think R31 said, imagine if somebody who pulled Spider-Gwen as their first 4-star.
Oh.
She was my second 4-star on my alt account. My alt account is terrible. It's got a couple of good ones at the top, and the rest is garbage.
See, Spider-Gwen, I wish they did. Oh, they really.
Yeah.
Because, like, I love the way she fights. It's so fluid and
That's
fun.
what I'm saying.
But
Everybody.
it's so bad.
Everybody says that, but she's just not a good champion. I mean, it's just
awful. It makes me angry.
Yeah. Going back here, let's take a look at some of the people's first 4-stars, because I find this interesting when people tell us, and you can kind of go get an idea of just how crazy the game, how much different it can make.
I love that. I love that Hawkeye.
Jacob says, my first 4-star was Wolverine. That's a nice first one.
Yep.
R31 says Black Panther was his first 5-star, so another good first champ. My name has changed, had a 4-star Vision as his first. Star got lucky and pulled a symbiote Spidey, so he was happy, I'm sure.
That's a good first.
R31, first 4-star, though, was Iron Man. Interesting.
Not bad.
Glock had Electro. Not a bad champion, really, especially early on, because you can save yourself, at least when you're taking damage, blocking, learning how to play, you can still get some kills. So,
Electro did a ton of damage, too.
Oh, yeah. Carbon Dioxide Gaming says his first 4-star was a Punisher. How crazy would that be?
What? That's insane.
Yeah. Chids.
Do you see Jacob's list of R5? Oh, go ahead.
Oh.
What was Chid's?
Well, Chids was Hawkeye. You know.
That was my third.
Yeah.
Listen, Hawkeye is like the most underrated, underused, underappreciated champion in this entire game.
Agree.
Oh.
Absolutely agree.
He's
very good.
He was Batista's bomb MVP.
Oh, I don't know about that. I think Magic was probably the biggest.
Yeah, I
one there.
rode Magic like a rented pony, man, all the way to Batista's.
Okay, so if I had Magic available, I took her first, but she was always in War for me, so I had to go Hawkeye, and he was just...
Sure.
He killed.
Oh yeah, he's great. Yeah, because he's doing the power drain and he's bleeding. Like I agree. I think Hawkeye, his low PI gets to a lot of people. He seems like you see him on your list and he's way down there. But yeah, he's super functional. With the bleed and the power drain. Occasionally you get the hemorrhage.
Don't get on the hemorrhage.
And thank God they didn't swap those, because if his L2 was his L1 and his L1 was L2, he'd be way less effective. But
Yep.
because they put that good stuff on his SP1, it makes him very, very useful.
Yep. I hate his signature ability. I hate the way. So
Oh, I know.
if
So
you-
worthless.
No, it's not worthless. It's just
Once
messed
per
up.
game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if you read it, it says 25% chance. It doesn't say once per game. It says 25% chance.
I know. And they've acknowledged, they've said, "Oh, that's once per." I actually tweeted Kabam when they put that out, and I said, again, information that could have been brought to our attention yesterday.
Yep.
But
And there, I've written them a
Robbie's-
ticket, and they told me, "Oh, nope, it's just once per fight. That's it."
right, like what are you getting charged by the word? Why did you not include that information in there? Like, it's your game. You get to decide how much space things take up. So there's no way that was an accident.
Yeah, it's
You know.
awful, and it's
Yeah, it is.
yeah, it's just poor.
It wasn't very thought out. But going back to the live chat, Joshua says his first star was Black Widow. Now that would be a nice first 4-star, especially if
Yep.
you get
Yeah.
her duped fairly early. It'd definitely be handy. Unstable Man had Miles Morales. No, I don't like
That's a
Miles.
decent
Just something about Miles I was never a big fan of. I had him early on, and I did not like him. So,
Jacob, nice list of R5s, bro.
Yeah,
Oh.
read that list off. I was going to do it, but if you've got
I-
it there on the screen,
I
read it.
actually like that duck that I see there. Very nice, sir. Very nice.
That takes some cojones, rank 5 in Howard the Duck. You either have way too much assets on your hand, or you owe somebody a favor.
oh, have you ever seen Jacob's list of his heroes?
No, but I'm sure it's immense.
It's nasty.
Yeah, he's got a solid account.
Here, I think I've got it here over in line. Let me take a look.
I am 3,800 points from breaking 400,000.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. With no 5-star champions worth of anything.
Yeah, with garbage for 5 stars. I'm
That's
at
impressive.
396,200.
Here
That's impressive.
we were talking about Jacob's account. Here's Jacob's account.
Yeah.
Leading the way is a duped original Ultron. After that,
Hello, 100%, my man.
yeah. After
Yep.
that is Storm, duped, Star-Lord duped, Hawkeye duped, all in 5 stars. So 4 5 stars leading the way. Then he's got
Jeez.
a duped maxed out Phoenix, a duped maxed out Gwenpool, a duped maxed out Rogue, a duped maxed out Howard, Magic, Nightcrawler. Let's see. Crossbones, Elektra, Black Widow, Guillotine, regular Ultron, Captain America, WW2, Spider-Man, Scarlet Witch, Vision, X-23, Daredevil, Hyperion, Wolverine, all maxed out. Now you go back to his 5 stars. After that, it's the duped Magneto, a duped Juggernaut, a duped Winter Soldier, a unduped Drax, and an unduped Captain Marvel, and then a duped Rhino. And then it still goes on, but that gives you an idea of the
So
Top
I have
part.
to ask Jacob, and you don't have to answer this if you don't want to. But are you free to play or do you spend? You don't have to answer if you don't want to. You don't have to tell me how much. But I would like to know if that is a free to play account, because if so, it's impressive either way. But that's a ridiculous. That's a
Oh.
ridiculous roster.
yeah.
That's very, very good. Yeah, 100%ing LOL, that really helps out a lot with getting
yeah.
those rank 4s and that.
You get 45,000 5-star star, and an Ultron, and a 5-star generic.
Yeah.
It's nasty. So
5-star generic awakening gem?
Yeah,
Oh, and that's if you 100% it though, right?
Right.
Not just for beating it. Okay.
yeah. Which most people use on the Ultron you get, but I wouldn't. Now that I have Ultron, I would never do anything with the classic Ultron you get from LOL is
It looks
not
cool.
great.
Yeah.
He doesn't have regen, so
Yeah. It looks cool, But
It's-
yeah,
it's
I
poison.
certainly wouldn't do that.
I would like to
But
know
then,
what this poison is like at rank 4, though.
the thing is, though, is once you've 100%ed LOL, does it really matter who you awaken? I mean, really?
Yeah, no, no. I mean, that's the best part about this game. Every person has their own choice, and everyone
Sure.
does it different. Which, like, that is literally the best part about this game. Like, you have a Wolverine that sits on your roster and you don't use, and he's my main champion. Like, that's like to me the best part about this game.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, no, I get that. Yeah, I mean, I would consider it just for because once LOL is 100%ed, and that's the last thing, that's the last thing I have to do. I might consider awakening that Ultron just because, because I was thinking, God, it'd be great to have that so I could do my Star Lord finally. But I
Well,
mean,
that's
chances are I'm not getting through LOL 100% until I get that guy duped or get somebody useful. Who was it? Somebody just got BP 5-star as their first
Vex.
5-star.
That was Vex in here the
Yeah.
other night.
Yeah, and somebody else did too though recently. That would be a good one. Yeah, I just hope someday I get one of those. One of those ones that unduped, like you were talking about, Anthony was talking about with Rocket.
Yep.
Um,
Somebody that you can
I'd
use whether they're duped or not.
Yeah. Exactly.
Going to scroll back through the chat here real quick. Joshua Keeler, he didn't dupe that Black Widow until 3 months before 12-0 though. That's a long time. Whew.
Yeah.
By the way, let's see here. Smol, I guess. Mr. Bean, hello. Hey, welcome. Thanks for coming in and visiting us. Guys, if there's anybody else that's new here, do us a favor. Hit that subscribe button. We're working on building this up. We're pushing towards 500. We cracked 300 not too long ago, and it's still growing. So do us a favor. Hit that subscribe button. Jump into the chat and discuss things with us, because if we don't have anything to discuss, we like to just rattle on, because that's what we like to do. We like to answer questions, help put you in the right direction. Glock says, well, good news, we are getting some likes on Facebook, so hope to increase that number quickly. That's awesome. Glock, a former Alliance member of mine, played with me, brought me into an Alliance a long time ago, doing us some favors and pushing us on Facebook. So, guys, if you enjoy what you see here, do us a favor, put us out there, whether it's on your Facebook, your Twitter, your Alliance, whatever it is. The more people seeing us, the more subscriptions we get and the more we can do, and the more we can kind of plan on some stuff. So, by the way, here, Anthony, Jacob answered, he said he only spent money to beat LOL. Outside of that, he didn't spend a single dime on his account.
I know. I was reading it as you were doing your little spiel there, and I was gonna say, like, that is absolutely ridiculous. To have that size roster and not spend is insane. That is ridiculous, and deserves respect. And I was also thinking, with the poison and the evade, that ridiculous evade that Ultron has, is that classic Ultron a good defender? Would you put him on defense, Jacob? And if so, what node?
While he's waiting to answer, Jacob Sigler said, 45,000 5-star shards for what? I apologize, I missed that. Pete Jane said he meant 100% at... I didn't even see this. Michael Fazio in the channel again. Good seeing you, man. Haven't seen you in a while. Miss having you around, so it's good to see him come in. He said, dude, you had an advertisement on YouTube before the live video. Making moves, son. We're growing. That's the only good news, I guess, is that we definitely are growing. So, and yeah, Ravi already answered Jacob's question. Completing LOL 100% is 45,000 5-star shards. So it's an insane amount.
Yep.
Yeah.
Plus the 15 you get from the first clear.
Yeah.
That's 60,000. That's 60,000.
That's 2 features, or that's what, 4 features?
Yeah.
4 features or 6 regular. or you could do two features and 3 regular. I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah.
It's a big game changer to me. When I say game changer, here's the problem. It is and it isn't. Really, that's just an elite champion getting to our player, getting to really depth, to really deepen their roster, in my opinion. I mean, you're not doing 100% LOL if you don't have a good account to begin with.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
well,
that's what I was talking about being held back. Essentially, you have to have that centerpiece champ to be able to go through. I can have all the R5s in the world. It's not going to get me through LOL
Right.
ooh, I did not know that about Classic Ultron. I did not know he reduces offensive ability.
for armor up.
Wow.
That's
Welcome, Jar. Glad to see you. Thank you for coming down from on high to visit us from the Kabam CEO office. We appreciate it.
Nice.
Boy, there's a lot of CEOs in here today.
Yeah. How is that, man?
Yeah. I think I would probably use him on offense too, Jacob. I was just thinking, but that's not a bad. If I would throw him on Thorns though. If I had him, that's actually pretty sick.
It's
Yeah.
nasty all the way around. There's no doubt about it.
So, Jacob, were you one of the first? 300 that got Kang too? Tell me you got a Kang too for doing 100%.
I don't see it. I can't imagine him
He
having
did get a Kang. Why wouldn't he have 550'd it?
Yeah, you got a 550 that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
Right?
yeah, I guess you would though, right?
I mean, I know I would.
I would. Yeah, absolutely.
He's not that good. I mean, there's
It's just the fact that you got a 550 King. Not to
Yeah.
mention the prestige of it, but
I mean, for God's sakes, he 550'd Howard the Duck. Don't you
Yeah.
think he'd have done Kang before he did
Yeah.
Howard?
True that.
I mean, I would. I'm just saying.
yeah, to me it's a no-brainer there. So
I don't even really know that much about Kang. I mean, I'd love to. I did go after him pretty hard. I opened
Gang. Well,
33
God
of
damn
the
it,
greater
Dude.
15s.
what?
Jacob. I want your account, bro. God damn it. He did get Kang. That son of a bitch.
Does he really? Oh, jeez.
He's right there in the chat. You see it in the chat?
Well, here's
Yep.
what you do. You befriend him. You tell him that you'll help him cover AQ if he needs to take some time off. And then you change his password.
Yeah,
That's all you
right.
got.
I was just gonna go with the hire an assassin and have
Or
him
kill
put in
him.
the
Yeah, I
win,
mean
you know.
that's if you want to go be crude about it. I mean, jeez. If you want to
He
go
could-
lowest common denominator.
You could
Huh.
easily make $500 on that account, if not 1,000.
Probably is closer to 1,000. Yeah.
Oh, and to do us even one better, he went ahead and screenshot it and sent it over for us. Yeah, yep, it's definitely sitting there. Rank 3, 330, Kang.
That's crazy, bro. Congratulations.
Yeah,
So
it's a great
awesome.
game. I'm actually a little concerned about 100%ing it though, because will I keep playing at that point? Like once
Yeah.
you've climbed the mountain, how do you keep yourself motivated?
Yeah,
That's
What-
my only concern.
That's what Resident did. He completed everything and took
Yep.
some time off.
And I know that about myself, that I'm that type of person. Like the drive keeps me going. The drive to succeed and achieve. And once I achieve, I lose interest.
See, I think, personally for me, I think because I want all the champions, like that's one of my goals in the game is to collect them all. So I think for me, as long as I don't have every champion, that I would keep being interested in AQ and AW to build my
Sure.
roster.
Yeah,
I think-
I can see that.
I think that would keep me going if I ever got to that point.
Yeah, I'd like to think that too, because it would be fun to do, be able to use every champion. So I would think I'd keep myself motivated by like, okay, I can get this. Okay, now I can take this guy to 550 and I
Yep.
can start taking him into AQ, or I can start using him in war. Like I really want Archangel and Iceman. I don't need either of them. I mean, you heard my roster.
Sure.
I don't need anybody other than a decent 5-star. But it does. I'm still trying to get. I mean, I'm still earning 4-star shards as much as I can. So I'd like to think. So.
And real
Someone-
quick. Oh, go ahead, Anthony.
Someone asked about 6 stars. Michael
Michael.
Fazio. They may,
They have to.
but not for at least a year, if not more.
I mean, first they have to let us get to rank 5 on 5 stars.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like that's the next.
Okay.
Extension.
which will come with completion of Act 5.
Here, but we say that, but do you really?
Probably.
I mean, logically, the answer is yes, but do they really have to make sure we can complete a 5-star to rank 5? Not really. What if you did a 6-star and you can only go to rank 4? And then as it
Yeah.
grows, you know what I mean? Like kind of a tiered system, and then build your later content. I mean, to be honest, it wouldn't be a horrible idea, just from the standpoint that it's something new. Your elite champions could start going for 6-stars, because there's going to be other guys having 5-stars, ready to go. So at that point, if you started doing 6s, now you've got people going, oh man, I got that 6-star. I can't wait to get him too. It's kind of like always keeping that carrot out in front of the horse, giving them something to go after.
Of course. Yeah.
Where right now, how many people have 5-stars all ramped up and ready to go? If you had a 5-star and a 6-star not too far behind it, you could say, okay, here's your ladder to climb.
The only one I want is a damn Star Lord. Once I get a Star Lord, I won't even care. I'll R4 that Star Lord and just wreck the game with him. He is just so ridiculously overpowered.
Yeah, that's why I went ahead and took mine to rank 2 finally. I've had him for 13, 14 months, and I've never even rank 2'd him because I thought, why bother until he's duped? But I'm at that point where I may as well. And that way, on the off chance I do finally dupe him.
Yeah.
But, my question, here's a question for contemplating. When did LOL come out? It was, it was before Christmas, so it's been about, a year since LOL came out? Does that sound about right?
I honestly don't know the answer to that.
No clue.
Okay. Well, it's been not since the game came out. LOL was something that was introduced later as Realm of Legends was conquered more and more and more. Then they came out with RTTL or they came out with Labyrinth, and then they came out with RTTL as kind of a preparation to it, like right at the same time. My question is, where do you go from here for endgame content? I mean, LOL is ludicrously difficult, but surmountable, obviously.
Is it? Here's a question though: is it more difficult than Map 6 on day 5?
I would say it seems that way from an outsider looking in, who's done neither. But I've watched videos.
I've done neither either. Me too. I haven't done either one.
Yeah, it seems harder to me. I mean, you're talking guys with 3 million health. And all the crazy nodes and everything. And it's like, I'm sure, when that first dropped, 99% of the player base said, oh my God, this is impossible. It'll never be done. But I felt that way about ROL at one point too, So the question is, where do they go from here? Do they expand the Labyrinth? Do they introduce a new, even harder one?
Yeah. Well,
I think what you're going to see is they're going to find all sorts of different ways. Like anything.
Oh, Frojo.
Yeah.
Frojo in the house. 8 to 9 months. That's what I thought. It was before Christmas, I remember. But not by a whole lot.
And before Frojo came in, going to scroll back in chat. Again, I like to try to keep these guys posted so they can keep track of what we're saying and keep their questions answered. Unstable Man said, I got a 4-star Cyclops blue team. Is he good? I don't, by himself, unduped, I really don't like him that much. Though once he's duped, he's usable. Again, it's kind of one of those guys, 4-star blue Cyclops.
Oh, yeah.
Once he's duped, he can be handy just because of the pure combo meter effect. It's kind of like Star-Lord, except at that point, his special becomes unblockable, and you can really lay down some pretty decent damage with it.
So, we were talking about rank 5 champions, right?
Okay.
Right.
Frojo has, I think, 30 rank 5 champions.
Wow.
I think. Frojo, how many rank 5 champions you got? It's in the high 20s anyway.
Yeah.
And he goes for every featured champion and does 16, 17, 18 million for every champion. It's crazy. His roster is...
I've seen that. Yeah. I've seen him do those huge numbers.
I bet he's at 30 R5 champions already.
How about this? Jacob Sigler says, I'm not saying this to brag. I'm just saying to express the ridiculous Kabam probabilities. He got his 4-star Star-Lord and Scarlet Witch from 2 premium hero crystals that he opened at the same time.
Yeah. I mean, I got a 4-star Star-Lord from those Guardian crystals. Meant nothing to me because he was already Sig 99. I've gotten him at least once from a PHC, pulled him multiple times from 4-star crystals. Yeah, it's a total crapshoot.
That just makes me angry.
I know, doesn't that just piss you off? And I feel like such an a-hole complaining.
Damn R5s. How do you have 27 R5s? That is insane. I don't have a single Star-Lord in my entire roster other than a 3-star. I got no 4-star, no 5-star Star-Lord. And I feel like I literally feel like the only person playing Contest with Champions that
doesn't have Star-Lord. Hey, I still don't have Scarlet Witch. And I've opened hundreds of 4-star crystals. Hundreds of them. And I still don't have Scarlet Witch. I don't have Rogue. I don't have Scarlet Witch. I think Scarlet Witch is the only one of the original Crystal Champs that I still do not have one of. I think it was her and X-23, and I finally got X-23.
Oh, nice. I recognize X-23.
Because there's some of the newer ones. I don't have Crossbones. I don't have Rogue. I don't have, obviously, Iceman or Archangel yet. I don't have Dormammu in a 4-star. But at this point, it's easier for me to list what I don't have than it is to list what I do have when it comes to 4-stars. I think I'm down to maybe, of ones that are available in the crystals, I think I have all but 6.
That's pretty good.
That's nice.
I only got 51 4-stars.
Going back to the question of LOL versus Map
75.
6, Frojo and Jacob both say Map 6 is not that bad. LOL is definitely harder than Map 6. So that's kind of what we're looking at. R31 says next we have the Jungle of Legends. So that'll be interesting to see what's going on. Chid said when I first saw ROL, I was like, how the heck do you get that rating? I'm going to be honest, I was the same way. I had no idea that you could kind of like way overplay your rating. I was like, oh, there's no way. I'm never going to get close to that. That part is going to stand to the test of time. Nobody's ever going to do that. And then when I heard somebody beat it, I was like, oh my, what? What? So it was pretty interesting.
Look at Frojo still doesn't have Cap World War II. And, he's got more than I do. And it was funny, you missed it earlier, but I pulled him again last night, Frojo. I try to open when I get my 4-star, I like to open at the end of Brian's stream the last couple times because I had some good luck. So I tried it last night and pulled Cap World War II again. Already Sig 99. And again, I feel like such a jerk complaining about it every time I do. It's like, oh, great, another Nightcrawler. Oh, great, another Star-Lord.
You know what I like the most out of this? Is I like how Frojo gently, just ever so gently, reminds us that he has a red suit Deadpool. So somebody asked me, he said, so Frojo,
yes, he does.
Who was your
Real
first
subtle.
champion?
Real subtle, Frojo.
Yeah, who's your favorite champion and or favorite rank 5 champs? And he says, my first rank 5 was Captain America. My favorite, I don't know, maybe Red Suit Deadpool, maybe OG Deadpool. I don't know, maybe. I mean, think about it, maybe.
Frojo, have you reached Sig 99 on your Deadpool yet?
He's got
Hashtag humble brag.
I think he must have by now, but I know he was trying to get there. I think it was at 70-something last time I saw his Deadpool.
Yeah, either way, it doesn't matter. It's nasty. Frojo's opened some crystals later.
Ben Akwazi says he's on LOL Maestro right now. Wow, right on. Is this your first run through, or are you is it a second or third path? Just let us know in the chat. I'm curious.
Jacob, is the evade in LOL the same? Like you get the 6-second countdown or whatever. Is that also in LOL, or is it completely random?
That evade in LOL, it appears to be random. I've been watching a lot of people running LOL, and that's got to be, I think, the thing that is going to piss me off the most. You're in the middle of a combo, and then all of a sudden a champ who doesn't have evade just all of a sudden pops back once, comes back, hits you with a 5-hit combo, and you're dead.
Yeah.
I watched it happen to Steiny probably half a dozen times tonight.
90 Sig. He has a rank 5 Sig 91 Deadpool. That regen must be awesome.
And think about it, that's 90 times at least that he's put in a signature stone because it's not like he's duped him.
Yeah.
Yep. That's awesome. That regen must be awesome.
It would be so handy.
I wouldn't mind watching some video of that.
You know that's nasty.
The evade is random. Okay, so there's no 6 second counter or anything. All right.
Nope, it just happens.
Ooh.
I'm actually kind of looking forward to my first run. Like I said, I'm gonna take Drax in, and I'm actually kind of looking forward to it.
Well, I'm gonna do my legend run next on the next event. Probably after it's been out for about a week, I imagine, because I'm going to run it on my alt just so I know what I'm coming up against. And then basically, as soon as I get a champ that I can do it with, I'll do LOL and I'll stream it too.
You're Captain Marvel duped?
I don't have a Captain Marvel 5-star.
Oh, I thought you said you did.
No, here's my 5 stars are rank 3 Rhino, rank 2 Ronin, rank 2 Star-Lord, rank 2 Iron Fist duped, rank 2 Magic. Iron Fist is my only duped.
There you go. That's your Legends champ right there.
You think you could do LOL with Iron Fist?
LOL, yes, and a flat.
Well, he's definitely going to be my Legend Run champ.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Unfortunately, see, the thing that sucks is I got Iron Fist duped, so I went ahead and took him to rank 2, and then I pulled Magic on my very next one, but I just spent all of my resources taking Dr. Voodoo to rank 5, which I don't regret because he's awesome, but now I have 0 Mystic Catalysts, and now I got to build up. And then once I build up, who do I take to rank 3? The duped Iron Fist or the unduped Magic?
Well, it depends. Do you want to do LOL now, or do you want Magic for AQ and you know what I mean?
See, I don't need her. That's the thing. Like, she's the better champ utility-wise, but yeah, you're right. I should. And I've got, I can up his SIG level 45 right off the bat.
There you go. With that armor break's going to be awesome.
Yeah. Because I have the legendary Iron Fist too in 3 and 4. I'd love to get him in 5. But
I would do that. I would do that. Get him up to R4. Do a Legends run first. You know what I mean? Get used to him, and then take him to LOL.
How about this? Frojo's talking about how long he's been playing, the way it was done, and he said most people don't remember, but Jug's Special 3 was death way back. Like, you might as well just say instant death. You get Juggernaut's L3, game over. So.
Oh wow! I didn't know that. Yeah, that was obviously after I got here or before I got here.
It's interesting to watch people that have been playing for a while. Just watching the chat, some of the things that was different. Jacob's been playing around for a long time as well, talking about Frojo back when Drax had no swords and Doctor Strange could walk.
Didn't we just see a Frojo video of Doctor Strange when he didn't fly?
Yeah, that's what he was talking about. So,
okay.
And then Jacob saying, remember when Jug procking unstoppable whenever. So yeah, it's
he used to do it randomly.
Yeah, I do remember that.
Oh my god, that would be horrible.
True. Would not be ideal at all.
So glad. Yeah, I'm amazed I didn't rage quit this game when I started, because when I started, the willpower was the big problem. Mm-hmm. So when I was just getting into the arena, you would come across a match you just simply couldn't win, because they would have willpower cranked up, and if you were unlucky enough to have a champ like Ant-Man or somebody like that, it was like there's so many times that my streak would just be ended, and thank God that nerf was coming around as I was really hitting my stride. Otherwise, I don't think I'd still be here.
I saw a picture today of it was Ant-Man versus Moon Knight, and it was when willpower was ridiculously broken, and the dude hit. It was an arena fight, so he just started the fight, put his phone down. And 3 hours later, he was fighting with Moon Knight. So Ant-Man obviously he wasn't fighting back. So
Because of the
Ant-Man,
willpower, yeah.
yeah, Ant-Man built up a 12,700 hit streak on his champion.
See, that's when you
Jeez.
know you got a problem.
That's
Welcome, the rice cooker. First time in
Yeah.
the Slice and Stream. Glad to have you. Awesome.
Ooh,
And
want some of that.
Frojo, if you've got a picture of that, I'd love to see what Storm looked like without the mohawk.
Ooh, yeah.
I'm very curious because I've never seen that. And I like Storm. She was my first 4-star.
So yeah, rice cooker, welcome. Good seeing you here, man. Seen your channel running a couple different times, but never got a chance to run in, guys. Um, it's always late for me to get on, and pretty well when I get home, I'm on and I start streaming. So thanks for stopping in.
What's going on, rice cooker?
Yeah. So then it's kind of interesting seeing some of the guys that come around, and just seeing how much the game has changed overall. It's totally different than the way it used to be. I can remember when I first started playing, how the game was. It was okay. I felt it was just a very much a mash button game, and it became very boring for me very quickly. Um, Coming back now,
Yeah, it's funny.
it's so different. There's so many more
Yeah,
champions, so much content to go cover.
Yeah, it's funny you should say that because I was listening to Brian last night and he was talking about how he was talking about video games, and I've never been a fighting game guy ever. I love role playing games. I'm a big fan of like Fallout. I like Borderlands, but I've never been into like Marvel versus Capcom or I mean I played Street Fighter 2 and Mortal Kombat when they were in the arcade back when arcades existed. But I've never been a fighting game guy, so I'm amazed at how long I've been at this game. They obviously are doing something right because I'm not even a fighting game guy and they got me.
Well, that's
That's
because
what That's what I'm saying. I don't understand why everyone bitches and complains about Kabam all the time. Like, they messed up with 12.0, whatever. It was really bad. But they have, to me anyway, have proven themselves pretty worthy. This game is pretty okay at the moment. It's a lot of fun. It may take them a while to get to certain things, whatever. But to me, they're doing a pretty damn good job.
I agree. During the whole 12.0 debacle, and the boycott, I was strongly on the side of boycott because
Yeah.
I don't want to see the game go away. And I felt if they didn't address those things, they already lost a chunk of players because of all that. I really wanted to see the game survive. And I think all things being equal, I think they handled it pretty well. I think the compensation that they gave us, the rank down tickets, was it annoying for a month? Yeah, I mean, there were certain things you just couldn't do. And that sucks if you were planning on doing your LOL run at that time. But for the vast majority of players, I think they did right by us. I mean, I'm a supporter.
Me too.
it,
I
it,
think they're doing a fine
Star
job.
Star says Bulldog arcades still exist. We got one here. No, arcades don't exist anymore. What you have is a room full of Dance Dance Revolution and crane games.
yeah.
Okay, that's not an arcade.
There's definitely no arcades like there used to be, and I grew up on the tail end of arcades, but to touch a little bit about the game, I don't think it's a fighting game, and that's the thing about this game is fighting is the platform, but it's not that. It's a collecting game. It's a Marvel game. It's a superhero game. It's so many other things outside of just a fighting game. You know, the fighting is just the bonus. It gives you something to do, and it determines how you collect your champions. But so much more to the game than just running around and punching stuff. And that's where it's different than the typical fighting games.
The,
In my
the fighting is the fighting is an ancillary part. The fighting is a mechanic. It's a strategy game. It's a social game. Because of AQ and AW and timing and all of those sorts of things. So the fighting is central but not.
Yes, and Chid, Rice Cooker said he has issues. He's got a very slow internet connection, and he has issues uploading his videos, and so it's a little bit of a problem for him. And I said, hey, man, I've been there. And then Chid has to go and remind me that I think it was probably less than the 1 megabyte per second, or less than the 1 megabyte. It was horrible. Chid said actually I was under 1 kilobyte upload slice, so it was pretty bad. Um,
That's another thing. The rice cooker says, in a way, 12.0 was good. Filtered out all the Scarlet Witch button mashers, and
Agreed.
I
absolutely.
agree. He was breaking the game. It wasn't even
Agreed.
fun. It wasn't even. If you didn't have her, you couldn't do anything.
Yep.
And it was. And then when they made the change and they took back Thor, they took back her, they changed. Who was the other one? Doctor
Doctor
Strange.
Strange.
Everyone, everyone was so angry and wanted. But to me, it made all the champions more even and level, and every champion had a certain fight they could go to and do well in, and it made the game more.
Agreed.
You know what I'm saying?
It brought
And-
balance
Hey,
to the
guys,
force.
To
I gotta
me,
let you
it was
go.
way
Some
better.
idiot in my neighborhood is setting off fireworks, and it's setting off my dogs. So thanks for having me in. I had a great time, and if you're still around when that stops, I'll come back.
All right, well,
Well,
best of luck.
All right, take care.
See you, Bulldog.
He's a good dude.
Absolutely. You can't get any better than Bulldog. Bulldog's excellent to have around. Good to come in and chat and be able to help watch the live chat. So,
Yeah,
but
he's a good dude.
R31 says, I don't want to be skilled. I want to milk the whales. He says, I will sell my house and car to become a legend. So that's pretty strong, you know.
I feel, dude. If I'm telling you, if I wasn't sick and I wasn't out of work at the moment, I think I would be spending my paychecks on units. I really do.
It's
Um,
definitely hard not to. From somebody that has
and
spent to play the game, or not necessarily spent to play the game, but spent to catch up to the game. Because
you know,
I came
it's
back.
it's weird though, cause like, you know, I'm actually kind of proud that I'm free to play. You know what I mean? Like when I earn the champion in arena, like it feels good. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
But at the same time, if you got it, spend it.
Yeah, you know, for me, it was a lot of thoughts behind it. Whenever I first started it, it was just because I wanted to collect a couple champs, and then as I moved down that road, I said, you know what? I started dabbling and looking into the YouTube thing, and I said, you know what? If I'm going to do it, I can't be YouTubing with like I had like 9 champions or whatever it was when I came back that were 4 stars. It's like, yeah, this ain't gonna work, you know. So I thought it was interesting to get champions that people would be interested in seeing, and they're absolutely fun to play with on top of it, you know, which makes it a lot more fun.
Yeah, I think their character selection has been pretty solid all the way around.
Oh, it's
Um,
been a blast.
Someone said they were lucky they got her after the patch. Who was that? Let's see. Let me scroll up.
I know this.
Yeah, yeah, Jacob. That's how I feel about Doctor Strange. I did not get Doctor Strange until about a month ago, and I have since brought him to R4. Actually, I got him in the arena. I got him and duped him when he was in the arena, and I love him. I think he's fantastic. I think he's a solid champion. I use him for Alliance War offense. I think he's fantastic, and I think a lot of that has to do that I did not have him before. So
Makes a big difference.
you know what I'm saying? I think it really does. I think it really does make a difference.
It's a huge difference.
Love him. I think he's awesome, and I use him all the time. And I feel like I'm the only one who loves Doctor Strange. But
Look, he's still a good champion. I mean, you can't take away that he's good. The problem is it's hard to say he's good when so many people are comparing him to before, and
right,
and
right.
even still, there's some aspects of him that just got hit hard enough. I think that people look at it and go, there's so many other champions I would use for the same thing, you know. And I wonder if that maybe isn't a large chunk of that to a degree.
Yeah, Jacob, I agree. It is very hard to be free to play. However, at the moment, I don't have a choice. So
Yeah.
I do a lot of arena. That's how I get my units. And I try really hard to do all the 22-hour solo events. At the moment, I am completely out of ISO 8, so I'm not going to be leveling up champions at the moment. But
Sure.
that's how I do it. I try to hit every 22-hour event. I'm in a very active alliance, so I don't have a problem getting the units from the alliance events. And I just right now I get all milestones in all 4 arenas, and that's how I get my units.
And look, that's the thing. You can get a lot of units if you grind the arena. It's just that simple.
Yep.
People just got to do it. Supersonic, good seeing you again, man. Glad to see you stop in. If
Hey, Glock.
Frojo, if you're still around, check your line. Sent you a message back there, brother. Um, he says, Chid says, Sly showed them my profile. That's a free player right there. Here, well,
Um,
there's
J Ping, my alliance is in tier 4, anywhere from tier 3 to tier 6, depending on the week.
so here's Chid. Chid's got a maxed out Quake, maxed out Cable, Nightcrawler, and Agent Venom, all of which great champions. I'm horrible with Quake, absolutely horrible. But if you know how to use her, she's good. My name has changed since I also feel good. I'm free to play. When I started, I said if I feel I can't keep up without spinning, then I'll spin. But no, so far I never had to spin a cent. Uh,
Yeah, I feel like I'm a little behind, but at the same time, I did not put myself in a alliance that did map 5 or 4 until 2 months ago, so that's partially my own fault. But I feel like I'm doing okay. Map 5 is not hard for me whatsoever, so I think I'm doing okay.
you know, I can only say I felt like I was behind from the standpoint of the level of champions. Um,
Yeah, that's what I mean. I feel like I am too, but
that was what really got me the most. I think is it was just like I felt like so many players. There was no way I was ever going to compete in the arena. No way I was going to compete in anything else. And for me, it was like loading up your gun. You know, I'm like, okay, I have 9 bullets and none of them are very deadly. I better load up. I've got to find a way to get somebody that's useful. And then it was it was the collecting side of it. You know, I want this guy. Oh, I want that guy. Oh, it'd be so cool to have this guy. And that's where it kind of went into. You know.
Doctor Strange is good just the way he is. He does not need to be changed. The only change I would make is nope, I don't think I would. I think his regen is not the greatest, but see, for me, when I take him to Alliance War, that regen is enough to keep me above 75% health at all times. So I don't see a problem with it. I think he is just fine. The damage is good. Damage is good. I like the damage. And that counterspell is extremely effective in war. Yep, I think he's fine. I love him.
Wow, look at all these titles. Uh, Interesting amount of titles, and some of Rocket's Helper, Batista Bomb. I'm trying to. Oh, there's his stats. Total quest completed 3,771. PvP fights 60,000.
Who's that?
This is Chid. That is
Oh, is
a
it?
ton of PvP. Whew. A ton.
Damn, look at those titles.
Yeah. So, definitely a
All
lot.
right.
Let's see here. Going back. Supersonic said, I forgot to say, I opened one featured crystal and got a 4-star garbage, or garbage. Not sure how to feel about that. Rice Cooker says, bro, Carnage is actually not bad. yeah, he may not be bad, but he's not good. I think it's just more of a neat champion to have more than anything. You know, I don't know that it's somebody that you have to have. Yeah, Chid, sorry, I didn't realize I was going the wrong direction. So, Supersonic said he's fun to play with, just not strong damage output. Rice Cooker kind of agreed. He said, don't think I'll take him to rank 4 anymore, though. That is kind of funny.
I
So,
did.
for Carnage?
Oh, I thought they were talking about Strange.
No, talking about Carnage. I just don't see Carnage really being much of a champ that is just a have to have. I mean, he's cool to collect, but he's more like a collector's edition. The guy that you'd like to have, but you don't have to have. I think that's kind of Carnage.
Yeah, that's a collector piece.
Yeah, so. R31 says, who needs arenas? We have units and crystal popping. R31 is all about running people up on the spending chart. R31's like, just spin, spin, spin. Come on.
I need arena. That's who needs it. I do.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that do it. And for me, I'm trying to make a better effort to get in the arena consistently, just because it's where I should be getting champions from. And I know that, so.
Yeah, Jacob Sigler, I do think the duration makes a difference, and I do wish they were a bit faster. I know that gives me less regen, but yeah, I would like them to be a little bit faster. Yeah.
Yeah, so Chid says, curious, who are you ranking up next, Slice? I'll answer that question in a second. Let me go ahead and read My Name Has Changed. And Jacob here. My Name Has Changed says it was slow to grow roster. Back in the day compared to now. Back when you didn't have shards and fragments. I can remember that. You only got straight up crystals. There was no shards to collect. So it was brutally slow. Jacob says, don't know Slice or Anthony if you saw my comment, but used to the AQ used to have a decent amount of units in milestones in the incalculable tier. So that would be interesting.
That would be amazing if they brought that back.
Yeah.
That would be awesome. I'm in the expert bracket, and I could use some units in those milestones. That would
yeah.
What I don't like, you know what I don't like? That I have to get to 80 goddamn million just to get a map 6 crystal.
It's definitely heavy.
I wish that was a little lower. My alliance right now, we clear AQ anywhere from 70 to 85 million depending on the week.
Sure.
Sometimes I get it, sometimes I don't.
Norma says, hold on here, I just started fighting. Missed that, let's see. Arena I've progressed so fast, 7 months in, and I'm at 149k.
Yep, agreed.
The thing about it is if you know to get in that arena when you first start out, I think that's huge. I had no clue, and I don't know if they even had it back then. But even some of my buddies.
Start a GoFundMe for me, dude. Fuck.
Hey.
I know, I'm sorry. Screw Kickstarter. Start one for me, man.
So yeah, anyway, back to the deal here though. The arena is just kind of crazy. So,
man,
Jacob said it was actually upwards of 200 units from the AQ.
Imagine that, Sly. If you got 200 units every round to AQ, that'd be sweet. Man.
It's insane.
That would be sweet. That right there, I would take that and spend that on crystals, and take everything else and spend that on masteries.
Oh yeah, you could definitely divvy things up so much better.
I still to this day have not bought a crystal with units.
Well, you're missing out. It's fun.
Yeah, but I just don't see the to me the value is in masteries at the moment. I will once I get my masteries set, but until my masteries are set, I'm
Sure.
gonna stick with that.
R31 says he's at 310K. Impressive. That's pretty massive. And again, guys, if anybody is new here watching the channel, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. I'd greatly appreciate it. If you've been around, listen, grab a friend, grab somebody you know, tell them to come in and hang out. So,
Yeah. Uh, that was that the old style, Jacob? The incalculable? Do they don't? It only goes up to expert now, right? Um, that must have been like MXIV and ISO 8A and Core or Illuminati. It must have been those guys up in that tier. That's crazy.
R31 says, "Hey, Slice, do I get a profile peep?" King VC. Oh, looky here. I am legend. Haven't seen you around in a good while, man. Let's see here. Rice Cooker says, "Guys says he's never spent a unit on crystals. I promise my subs 50 MCU Spidey crystal next month." Woo. Rice Cooker, that's impressive. However, I will say, I hate to tell you this, but I can actually kind of two or three up you. I did 103 Odin Daughters crystals. Um, and then I also did 50 Frosty crystals. And the 50 Frosty crystals was just the tip of the iceberg because I had to go back and do more to get my Iceman that I didn't record because I was too angry. I ended up going to bed and buying another 50 or so probably. So
Yeah.
it was about 100 crystals for Iceman. So it was pretty brutal. Let's see here. I'm going to go take a look at that R31's account here. Let's take a quick peek.
Jacob, is that why they increased the blackout period?
Let's see here. I don't think I have a friend request from you, but I'll just look you up here.
Rice Cooker. If you don't know, my name is Anthony. And yeah, it's only because at the moment I am free to play due to an illness that is keeping me out of work. Um, and I currently am using every unit I get on masteries. But once I unlock suicides completely, because that's all I got left to unlock, then I will be spending them on crystals.
So yeah,
But
Jacobs. Oh, go ahead.
if I had money, I would do it for sure.
Yeah, it would be crazy. QT Thunder says 3,000 for Iceman. I don't think it was quite 3,000. I probably would have stopped way short of that number, but it was definitely expensive. I don't even really want to know. I never go back and look at my bank account to double check. Um, it was brutal, so I didn't want to look after I was done. I mean, I was literally mashing the button more out of anger than I was anything. I was just like, "No, you will give me my Iceman. Open, open, open. Dang it! All right, another Odin's Vault. You will give me my until I got him." And it was. And what was weird is when I popped him, I actually popped two out of the same set of 10. So it was pretty interesting. Gene, good seeing you again, man. Haven't seen you well, seen you, but haven't seen you earlier in the stream. Kind of late for you to be getting in, man. I Am Legend says that it's been 2 or 3 days. Caught a couple streams and then went MIA. Yeah, hadn't seen you. Um,
P. Jane. Oh, that's weird. Why do I hear an echo?
couldn't tell you. By the way, there's Aaron. Haven't seen you in a while either, man. It's good seeing some of the guys we haven't seen in a bit. Um, P. Jane says,
Hey, Aaron.
"Why such a hassle for a 4 star?" It's illogical. Because at the
I
time, that's what I wanted. Um, as crazy as it was, here's the thing: to get caught up, you got to do it somehow. And for me, that was the easiest way. Um, I mean, I had the money; I had more than enough to spend on it, so Why not? I thought he was going to be a champion that I could piggyback and ride for a good ways, and it's worked out fairly well.
I disagree. I think 4 stars still have a place in this game.
Oh, absolutely.
Um,
I'm not
um,
saying they don't have a place in the game, but it will be
no,
Chris different.
P Jane. I kind of thought that's where P Jane was going with that.
I got you. As far as this account, I can't. I'm scrolling back up to remember. Oh, it's R31. Nice account, dude. Come on, let's be honest about it. Uh,
So
five.
how does chat feel and Slice 'em? How do you feel and chat about Storm as a 5 star undue?
I still think she hits hard. Uh,
Crap.
Hold on, I don't even
I
remember what her signature brings to the table.
I
Uh,
just lost my streak. God damn it.
Increasing storm special damage. Yeah, even unduped, I still think she hits like a truck. It just builds it up a little bit. So definitely helps it. I can say that. So
Yeah, should I I know crystals aren't worth it. I'm but they're not worth it because you should be putting it into your masteries. So once your masteries are completely set and unlocked, what else are you gonna spend it on? Except for
yep.
like potions and revives and whatever. But if you got masteries and a good stash, feel free to unload as many crystals as you want.
Yep.
I mean, you can do anything you want too. That's the other best part about this game is there's really no rules. You want to open crystals, open crystals. You want to unlock masteries, unlock masteries. But
I agree. Um, and guys, I'll go back through here and check some of these accounts. All of a sudden, there was a lot of people asking, you know, what what I'm sorry here, what about their account, and so I'll go back and check them here in a bit. Again, guys, if anybody's new here, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. We greatly appreciate it. Ravi, I'll go back and check. Q Thunder doing the math on what I spent. I did have some units already, so I mean it's not like it was just all fresh bought, but it was definitely pretty nasty. And again, I don't want to do the math, so I'm not going to go back and look at your math. it was bad enough. Um, it is what it is. A large chunk of that was just me being stubborn. I hate to lose, hate it. So I felt like I was losing to Kabam. Really, they really played me, but I don't really care. It was still fun. So
yeah, rice cooker. At the moment, I got Drax, Ultron, and Storm as 5 stars. I'm definitely taking Drax to R4. I think I'm gonna leave Ultron at R3. And I was just thinking Storm just because of that ridiculous damage, but I'm kind of with you though. I would like a bit more out of a champion too. Um, yeah, so Jacob, you did Storm unduped. Uh, yeah, I'm kind of with you. Unless it's Star Lord, I kind of want some kind of utility like Elektra. I might take to R4. Um, Hulk, I would probably take to R4. Captain Marvel, I would definitely take to R4. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I just got her, so I don't know. I'm just kind of playing around with her, trying to see what. Yeah, Jacob, I know that she must hit like an absolute truck,
it's
but
got to be nasty. Can you imagine? Uh, a 675. Man, got to be nasty. Jesse says a rank 5 Black Belt or Captain Marvel. I think that's Captain Marvel. If I had to pick between those two. Um,
you make four, Frojo? I did not know that.
Interesting.
Core is one of the top 3 alliances in the game.
Frojo said I spent easily 5K on the game at this point. Frojo, there's no telling what I've spent. And the thing about it is, luckily for me, I'm capable of doing it. Uh, so it is what it is. I try not to think about it that way. I enjoy it. I'm competitive. I don't like to lose, and if that's what I'm going to do, then so be it. Um, One of those things. I guess it just doesn't hurt my feelings, but I'm well aware it is its fair share of chunk of money. So yeah. Jacob says, "Got to milk the whales." Yeah, apparently so. So
Speaking of milk the wheels, did anyone see this ridiculous nonsense on the Kabam forums that we're not allowed to say milk the whales because it's biased and offensive to a certain section of people? Fucking ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous.
uh, that's kind of
Uh,
funny.
Somebody said something about spending units in a top alliance. Is that for like revives and stuff on map 6 and stuff? You know, alliance revives and potions. Is that what you're talking about?
I,
I
I didn't
assume it is.
I didn't see it, but I'm going to say probably so. Uh, Too funny.
Right? Isn't that ridiculous? Like you can't say that on the Kabam forums anymore. It's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Look, let's be honest. We're living in a time where people are very soft, uh, and it's so crazy because I grew up in a small community um, where people weren't. They just weren't this soft. You didn't have to worry about so many feelings. You know, I just don't get it. For me, it blows my mind. Look, you don't like it, then don't pay attention to it. Look, I grew up with a little sister, and all the time, she annoyed the bejesus out of me, like just nonstop annoying. Um, and I can remember my parents would basically be like, "Look, you don't like it, just don't listen to her." Why can the same things not go for certain things like this? You don't like it, then just don't give it any attention. Why does it stop what everybody else can do? It just makes no sense to me. But oh well.
Um, Jacob, apparently you have to be a whale to be offended by that. I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't know. I think it's just Kabam trying to be PC,
Sure. Who
but
cares?
maybe it offends someone. I don't know.
It is what it is. So, all right. Let's see here. Frojo was the original alliance leader, so it looks like there was three of them that started core. Him,
That's crazy.
the legend, and whoever else, Nina or whatever, put it together. So, Q Thunder says a lot of people spend Odin's on the arena refreshes. I could see that, especially for some of these new um, new champions and some of the scores they're going for. Man, it's insane to me. It just blows my
Yep.
mind. And I will say, after buying crystals and then going this direction, um, I think now I would just buy an Odin's Vault and probably just go and blow my arena score through the roof to make sure I got it. But it just doesn't make any sense. I don't know. Tell you what, we're going to give Jacob a call, bring him in. Talking about a guy that's been around for a while. Obviously, him, Frojo, both been around for a long time. Frojo's at work, can't really join us, but let's go ahead and bring Jacob in here and have a
Uh,
little fun.
Brojo, are you getting back into four Loki there? Yeah, I would like to try map 6. I think map 6 would. I think map 5 is a lot of fun. Uh, I love map 5. I would really like to try map 6. I keep bringing it up in my alliance, but my alliance leader, says in order for us to do map 6, everyone in the alliance needs to have a R5 Wolverine. So that's probably not gonna happen for a while.
Interesting.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of weird, but especially remember when they were free.
Uh huh.
what was that, 2 weeks ago or whatever?
Oh, I don't
And
remember. Was it that long or that short time ago? I thought it was longer than that.
yeah, it could have been whatever. It was, but then map 6 was the same price as map 5.
Yep.
And I was like, why don't we just try it day one? Like, see, it's the same price. We might as well just try map 6 on day one just to see what it's like. And they were like, no, 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 we're not doing it. Okay.
Yeah.
What's up, guys?
Hey,
What up,
what's up,
Jacob?
Jacob? Good to hear you, buddy. So, Jacob, just feel free to kind of keep track of the chat here as I am just looking to try and finish up this last little bit of Act 4, and so close. I think this is my last path, or at least for this chapter or whatever. Act 4 is such a pain. Hate it.
Frojo, is euthanitis a woman? Because if so, I definitely I kind of screwed up if she is. I don't. I hope not, but I probably did.
That's kind of
I
funny.
applied. I applied to 2 Loki like a couple months ago. Actually, no, it was like a couple weeks ago, and I need to boost my prestige by like 2,000 points before I can even get in there. But euthanitis was like, oh yeah, and I kept saying, all right, thank you, sir, and then I think she might be a female, or I don't know. Not sure. I'm really not sure.
Huh.
My name is Shane says Map 6 struggle is more about having the golden chips, especially for not high accounts. And that is true. The only time that we ever tried it on one of the previous alliances I was in is when it was free. And about half of our battle group could handle it, and the other half just got ran over.
So so euthanitis is a guy then. So why in Brian's video does it say euthanitis is the leader? Give her. It said in Brian's video it says give, right? Has anyone seen?
Brian's a troll.
Okay, so he's just being an idiot. Okay, all right. That's what made me question it. I'm like, holy shit! I totally called that guy a girl a guy. I got so screwed up. I was like, oh my god. All right, I feel better now. Thank you.
That's funny.
But back to that gold and like donations for map 6. Nowadays, with that gold realm, people have endless gold.
Yeah.
So that's not an issue. And
Gold is very
really,
abundant.
yeah. And we do map 6 once a week, and BC is only 45K for donations, and I barely do arena, and I'm able to make that cut off.
Well, what people forget is if they don't spend what they make in rewards from their maps for clearing, it covers a large chunk of the cost.
Yeah.
You know, the problem is people that's never really done the higher maps, they don't think about it.
You're right.
They go out and they just go spinning. Oh, I got all these rewards. I'm going to go level so and so up. I'm going to go buy this. If they would just take that and reinvest it right back into the alliance funds, you would have your map 5 and map 6 covered. You know, that's where it really comes from, and that's where the mistakes people make. The thing they need to realize is that the rewards for doing the maps is not the gold, it's not the battle chips or the whatever. It's the crystals. It's the chance at having the catalyst for being able to level your champions up. You give your rewards back to the alliance and get to running the better maps. You know, so many players don't understand that, and that's what I've ran into in smaller alliances, that they just couldn't grasp that simple concept of give this back and you can continue to move. PJ says map 6 doesn't give any gold or BC.
That's right, yeah.
I didn't think about that, but map 5 does. So.
What other rewards?
3 map 6 crystals and like 1,800 T4 basic shards.
Damn. That's a good amount.
Yeah, it adds up.
Actually, I get I get 1,200 if we clear all 3 bosses. It's
But
not that
like
far. Not
the
that far.
main issue with people running map 6 is having to depend on people being able to clear paths, because
Yeah.
section 3 you have no backup. You're assigned one path and you have to clear that.
Yeah, so it's 10 for 10.
Yeah.
Yeah. See
And
you, Rice Cook.
see you, Rice. Take it easy, man. Thanks for stopping in. And again, guys, if anybody else is new here,
Yeah, man.
do
Good
us a
to talk
favor.
to you.
Hit that subscribe button. We really do appreciate it. And if you've been here before, then send a couple other people our way, because again, the more that we have, the better. That's what we're here for. So come in, ask questions, hang out and chat. We enjoy it all. So map 5 covers 90% of costs. Yeah, I knew it was pretty high, P. Jane. I knew it was fairly high.
I saw a video on uh, HQ Sean, maybe. It was one of the top 3. It might have been Gents or M, actually. One of the top 3 players in the game. They had 75 million gold.
Yeah. Yep.
That is ridiculous.
I think there was a picture of HQ Sean a while back. It was before even Gold Realm was out, and he had like 90 million.
Yeah, that must have been it. Yeah, ridiculous.
That is a lot of gold.
I get like 2 million every time I open arena crystals. So
Sure, but
I didn't even waste my time in the gold realm, because I already got like 3, 4, sometimes even up to 6 million, and I never dip below 2. So I don't really.
man, that's
But I could use some battle chips and loyalty though.
I can tell you this: I hit the gold realm up mainly because of the fear of dipping. I've got a lot of champions that are going to have to rank up, and I knew that coming into it. So I was like, sure, I feel safe now, but I never want to be in a position where I'm in an alliance or anything's going on, and I have to worry about my donation or having to choose who do I rank up because I'm out of gold. I can remember that early on, and that was enough for me.
Oh yeah, that was a pain when you first start and you
Yeah.
can't rank because you don't have gold. That does suck.
Oh yeah.
I mean, and I'm like, never again will I have that feeling.
All right, so I see your point about pure skill for map 6, but how much does Wolverine play?
Wolverine is, you don't need him. He definitely helps. I don't run him for map
Like
6.
if I had Wolverine, I would be just fine in map 6.
Depends on your path, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I really want to try it. I just want to try it once, and my damn alliance just won't do it.
And for the past map 6, it was Spidey that was the main issue.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he's gone now. And so Hyperion is, you solo him almost every time.
So easy, unless you time out, right?
Yeah.
So easy. I think Hyperion is so easy to fight. I love seeing him in war. When I see him in war, I'm like, oh, sweet, a vacation.
Like you see him on that power gain node right after
Even on
Thorn.
the
It's like you
even
expect
that power
magic, and then you get Hyperion, and it's like Christmas.
Yeah, you're like, sweet. He loves throwing the special. So even on the power gain node, you just stand there and he immediately throws a special.
I'm sorry, I was reading something. What node is that you were talking about? Finding him on?
Power gain.
43, I think the
Yeah.
node is.
Yeah, 43, 44.
The only time I ran into an issue with him is I unexpectedly ran into him on an all or nothing node, and I had no
Yep.
power control with me. And I mean, at that point, it just got nasty quick, because no matter what I did, there was no way around the inevitable. It's just like you knew you're getting the choke slam. So
See, I don't even. Well, actually, I bring Voodoo, but I don't use his power control. He literally will throw that special the second you stand in front of him. So even if he's on a two, starts with 2 bars of power, power gain, double power gain, doesn't matter. Just stand there, he'll throw the special, and
But
you're good for the rest of the fight.
you're missing it. He was on an all or nothing node.
Oh, all or nothing. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So at that point, there's nothing you can do. I
That's a
mean,
little different.
do what?
That's a little different.
Yeah, I mean, at that point, so I in my team I had Archangel, Black Widow, and Star Lord, and it's like great, I can damage him, but no matter what, he's gonna race to full here in a matter of no time. And I wish I could
Arcade,
remember.
no power control.
There's not enough time. I want to say it's the one. Is there one that starts with two? Am I wrong on that? Where it starts with two and you go to all or nothing?
Like
There's
start with 2 bar
Yeah.
of power?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, but it's a special 2. It's not all or nothing though.
Hold on. I can tell you what note it was. I'll pull it up here in a second.
The all or nothings are just straight up all or nothing, or
Yeah.
there's the all or nothing with kinetic reactor and
Oh, that one's fun.
shoot, what's the one that drains your power after like 20 seconds?
Oh,
Isn't that the that's their power gain. Their power gain, you lose it. That's fun.
Yep, that's on the right side.
Yeah,
With
that's on
like
the right
300
side.
plus attack and health.
Yeah, that's fun and interactive. Here, I'm gonna gain power while you don't get any. Have fun.
Enjoy.
Yep.
That's a fun node.
Oh, this sucks. I really don't want to show off our defense.
Oh come, what tier are you in?
Tier 2.
That's actually really high. Yeah, you might not want to do that.
Yep.
You can shut the screen off, can't you? And just look and then.
Yeah, I guess I could. All right, hold on here. Let me disconnect.
How the hell? I can't. My alliance can't get. We float. We float from like 3 to 6 on a bad day. Usually like 3 to 5.
Sure.
But we can't crack 2 for anything. It's like I don't know what it is, but like as soon as we get to 3, we'll win 1 and not quite make it, and then lose the next one and we're back down to 4. It's like
Yeah.
All right. So I figured it out. It was actually node 16. It's all for nothing along with power start 1. So he starts with 1 bar, and he pretty well, once he's duped, starts with an instant power gain.
Is that all the way on the outside left?
It's like middle outside left, yeah. On the left-hand side. So anyway, that's where I ran into him at, and it was just one of those things where totally didn't expect him, and I wasn't even trying to go there. It just kind of happened. And again, guys, I turned my screen off just to go look at the nodes for defense. It should be coming right back up, and I'm back in the arena here. So, but yeah, it was just one of those things where I was kind of like, oh man, because even Archangel, I think I had Archangel at the time with me. The problem is I couldn't proc the bleed, the poison, and the neurotoxin quick enough to stop his power gain. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's where it was so difficult.
that is where Punisher might excel. That might be the only place Punisher has value. On an all or nothing node. If I ever get him, I'm gonna try that out.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, as soon as you hit 3 bars of power, it like takes it away or something. I'm not sure how it works. I don't have them yet.
Oh,
but-
you're talking about the new Punisher.
Yeah.
I'm with you. You know, I don't know. Hyperion there on that note is very, very nasty.
Chid, I tell him to rank that vision all the time.
Here's the question: which
He
vision?
didn't. He had a tech gem and didn't awaken him until like 3 days ago. So
Well, my problem is I've debated. And I think I'm going to go ahead and rank the OG Vision. I think that's the way I'm going to go.
yeah, he's good for like the
It's all or
start.
nothing.
Well, yeah, but especially the ones where they start with bars of power because he
Yeah.
gets that. He gets that.
Automatic.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's definitely handy, and he's very useful.
Rojo loves his OG vision.
And I think I would like it. My fear was I was like, okay, of all the things, because I just don't have enough catalyst really rolling in. I was really holding off.
Frozo's like, for real.
My problem was is I was holding off because I was afraid that I would pull a cosmic champ, or not a cosmic champ, a cosmic catalyst, and then be like, all right, well now I'm out of tier 4 basics. But now that I've got just enough saved that I would be able to push them right back up, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and level another champ up. So I was kind of looking at it, my option really runs down to OG Vision, or I thought about doing Deadpool, but without her being duped, I'm gonna wait and see if I pull her again out of the arena, and see where it
Yeah.
goes.
You should R5 OG Vision if you can,
I don't have enough yet. I wish.
and then put him right on your AW offense team.
Yeah.
Tech advancement and level up are going right now. P. Jane said.
Ooh. Well, let's take a look and see. Because I didn't see
Yeah,
that a while ago. I had level up, but I didn't see tech advancement.
Yep, Tech Advancement came out like 2 hours ago. He really
You
does.
are correct.
Frojo uses Deadpool and OG Vision like more than any other channel. Every time I'm watching a channel, he's always got those two going.
Well, here, let's go ahead and boost him. Because here was my debate. Here's what I've been looking at, and we can all discuss here. So I thought about Ghost Rider just because he is useful. Um,
Are you
You
going
know-
to take him into map 5?
well, that's what I was thinking. I could move him into map 5. It just kind of give me that extra player to move around. Then on defensive side, there's Mordo and Dormammu. I thought about moving Gwenpool up, but I figured I'd wait and see if I can dupe her. Vision was on the list.
I don't know. I don't know how Jacob feels about this, but in my opinion, I always do offense first.
Oh, after doing
Yeah.
what I did, originally I started leveling a lot of defensive players. Looking back on it, I would change that up a little bit. I would have focused more on moving my offensive guys up a little faster and being more aggressive. So for me, I guess it
For the
really.
most part,
Oh, go ahead.
for the most part, your R5s are good offensive champs, aren't they?
Yeah, I have a pretty good. My rank 5s are solid offensive outside of Spider-Man,
And while
Iceman, Widow, Star-Lord, Witch, Magic.
while you got that OG Vision sitting there, though, I don't know that if that was my account, he might take priority. Only because I would want him on AW attack and just that or Gwenpool. Even unduped, I'm gonna R5 Gwenpool.
Well, I think that's probably my next one out of the mix because I know she's coming down the pathway with the arena coming. So
Yeah, you definitely have to rank her up.
yeah. Let's see here. Frojo says he uses unduped Ghost Rider on map 5 and 6.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think probably what I'll do, knowing that I'll be able to move Gwenpool up relatively quickly afterwards, is probably go ahead and take my duped Vision up, and then follow it with Gwenpool shortly thereafter.
Ghost Rider is not a bad option though, especially if you're gonna use him in map 5.
Sure. And that's kind of where I said is those three champs I think are the three that go
So
up next.
I kind of do it like this. I do my AQ first, then my AW attack, then my defense.
All right, let's go ahead and get this over with. We'll go ahead and move good old Vision up. And as you can see, I can technically move another champ up still. I mean, I still have enough catalyst to take another one up, but like I said, I've just kind of been slowly leveling just because my fear is I'm going to get a catalyst and be like, oh, now somebody can go up and be sitting there waiting.
Yeah, see, to me, you get T4Bs and Tier 1 Alphas so regularly that I don't consider that an obstacle.
Well, it's not even the. Well, I guess I can see what you're saying. And
I mean, you
that's
could rank both up right now. You could rank both Vision and Gwenpool now.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's what I said. I could theoretically do both right now.
I wish I had an OG Vision. Oh,
Yeah, regular Vision's fine with me.
yeah. See, but but I can't. What do you prefer, the bar to start or the steel?
For me, mine's 99, so he gets a significant amount of power back from using specials.
Damn, really? Isn't it only like 30% or something though?
I will check.
I don't know. I don't know the actual number. I'm guessing.
What's up, Grand Scheme? Good to see you in here again, man. On the line tonight, I've got Anthony and I've got Jacob both hanging out here with us. So, definitely been interesting. We were talking about which champions to level because I've been sitting here slow playing my leveling. And so the guys have convinced me OG Vision, which was one of the three that I debated on. It was really coming down between him, Gwenpool, and then Ghost Rider like a Dormammu for defense. But
The grand scheme. Welcome. Do you really find those the hardest to keep up with the glory?
I
find glory.
get 4 a week.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, T4Bs. I got 18 at the moment. And I just R4'd Iceman 2 days ago, and I just R4'd Doctor Strange the day before that, and I still have 18 of them. With the glory, it's like I feel like it comes very easily.
Yeah.
well, the problem that I have is because I'm so far behind on the class catalyst. I would almost rather spend the glory on the glory crystals, getting fragments, hoping
Yeah.
to push to a rank 5. I mean, look, for me at this point, a couple more rank 5s makes a big difference.
That's a good point. See, I told myself as soon as I hit 15 T4Bs, I would buy a couple of glories, and I didn't do that.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very hard spot.
I get them from AQ, and I feel like the alphas are more. Alphas, I'll say, are not as easy as Tier 4Bs, but I still got enough. And I do both arenas, so that helps too. But
And I agree with Grand Scheme. I spend them as fast as I get them. I mean,
yeah, that's true. That's a good point.
like it's level up going on right now, and I'm stuck one T4B short of R5ing Ghost Rider, knowing that I'll be able to do it tomorrow when it's not level up.
Well, the crazy part is, and this, we were talking about the cutoff for Howard earlier, and Anthony, I know you kind of bounced around on his, but don't forget, this weekend is also the T4B arena, so I think
Grand
that's
Scheme.
definitely
I
going to hurt
didn't
it.
factor that in.
5 stars do deplete that Alpha Cat stash. That is very true.
I can't wait. I got 4. I got 5 Tier 2 alphas sitting there waiting for Drax. Oh, I can't wait.
Yeah. So now,
Yep, I agree. I'm to the point where I cannot open Class Catalyst crystals anymore.
Yeah, see, I wish I was like I don't even get them. And B, like I got more T4Bs than I can handle, and I don't get T4Cs fast enough.
man,
I'm blasting through all the content that gives you one too. Like I did Act 4. I finished that. I'm like 2 fights away from finishing RTPL. I just can't get class cats fast enough. Like I don't.
I'm constantly starving on them. I mean, every time I turn around, I go, oh, I just wish I could level so and so up. I wish I could level this guy up. I mean, here's what my tier 4s look like.
Jacob, do you get one every rank rewards for Alliance quest?
Yep.
Lucky bastard.
Top 30.
Top 30, really? Damn,
That's insane.
that's impressive.
So I mean, for me, see, and this is what I've been slow playing here, is
Damn,
my cosmic is so close.
Yeah, it is.
Like if I pull one cosmic, full cosmic, or just have a good streak of cosmics, I could take Thor or I could take Hyperion to rank 5. You know.
But that's the thing. They don't give you what you need.
No, I get everything else.
So true. So true.
It's just, it just is very frustrating, you know. So, Q Thunder says I'm back. Just watched Frojo video. LOL. Frojo's got a ton of good videos. Can never argue with that. Jacob, take it easy, man. Got to work in the morning. Same here, but
Same.
I definitely dread that. Oh well.
Yeah.
New month.
Did y'all see Frojo's Mother's Day crystal opening?
No.
He pulled a 5-star and a 4-star nebula.
Oh yeah, I did see that.
Nice. Wow. My name has changed. Says you need to climb one more step on the ladder, Anthony. Then you'll be in the situation lacking T4Bs and overflowing with the tier 4 class.
Yeah, but the problem is I can't get to that next step without the goddamn class cats. You know what I'm saying?
It is a catch-22 to a degree. So. All right. So OG's now up there. I really should probably jump some catalysts or some signature stones in him, really, but probably wouldn't hurt him.
You're getting close on Cosmic.
Yeah, super close. Just close enough.
Away.
Yeah, just close enough that if I went on a good streak, it would, I could easily put one together. So. Hey, what's up, Synergy TV? Good to see you again, man. Frojo says probably more. I like water. That's a lot of water. So.
It's a good habit, though.
It is, but still, jeez. I tell you what, guys. Real quick, we're gonna go ahead and bring Grand Scheme in, we're gonna bring him in here to the group and let him discuss this as well, because then you're looking at a lot of different aspects here, especially when you look at when it comes to leveling things up. Grand Scheme, you there?
Yeah, man. I just it's kind of odd jumping into the chat though, because I'm hearing you on the computer, and then all of a sudden jump in to the conversation about 30 seconds in the future. So
yeah, it's you're gonna get to time travel for a little bit. The best advice I can give you is at this point, turn your sound down and realize everything we say is gonna go backwards a little bit here. So.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I got a good question for both of you guys, actually. I'm in an 8 mil alliance. We do map 5 days a week. And I'm in tier 3 to 4. And I got a 210k rating and 0 R5 champions. When do I get to that class cat alliance? Like, I'm nowhere near that, right?
Yeah, you're gonna need to have at least one rank 4 5-star. I mean, your prestige is gonna have to be a minimum of 4,800 to get into an alliance that is getting a weekly T4CC.
Yeah,
like I'm a few months away from that anyway.
Yeah.
Do you know your alliance's map or day 1 prestige?
Yeah, it's it's like 53 something. I can tell you what it is right now.
Your day 1 prestige is 5,300.
Maybe. Let me tell you what it is. Let me tell you what it is now.
That's a little high.
You'd have to. That would mean that most of the people in your alliance would have.
That's my alliance.
2 rank 4s, 2 rank 4 5-stars to be that high.
So I'm probably. Hold on. Let me pull up my alliance quest.
Are you kidding me? The symbiote pulled back to back, unstoppable on that random generator. Jeez.
Yeah, so my day 5 prestige is 6496. That's on day 5. And I could have sworn Day 1, I think it's in the 5s. It's in the low 5s.
Yeah. Well, to give you a parameter, we've actually dropped some spaces because we had to replace some people, so our prestige has dropped. So we were coming in running map 6 just on day 1. We were hitting about 134, rank 134. And now we're closer to rank 200 because our prestige has dropped. But on day 5, our prestige is 8,450.
Oh damn, that's
So that's quite a bit
Let's
higher. So you're gonna
see.
have to get up. You're gonna have to get higher than that.
I'm at 7.8 mil alliance.
Yeah.
What's your in game, Anthony?
It's good luck. It's like Tony
Is it the weird
2222222.
one?
Yeah.
Oh,
Here, I
Yeah,
got him.
Tony 83 and sign 84848448.
what's your alliance tag?
WAG WAGC1.
In here, I've got his profile pulled up, so it'll be popping up on the screen here in a second for you.
All right.
Would you want me to pull his alliance up so you can take a look at that? I'm assuming.
I can do that on my phone.
Okay, there you go.
R31, yeah, prestige makes the champions harder, which awards more points. In layman's term. Holy crap, I'm at 214? Wow.
Yep. 189 heroes, 214.
All right, let's see.
What's the requirements? Chid is asking what the requirements are. What are you asking requirements for my alliance, Chid, or for something else?
I believe that's what he's asking.
Yeah, for my alliance, we're looking for that minimum of 4,800, which means at least one rank 4 5-star, and a roster depth to be able to cover attack in both Alliance Quest, Alliance War, and Alliance War defense. So that means at least 11 viable champs that are a maxed out 550 4-star or rank 3 or higher 5-star. Now that's absolute minimum. Preferably 2 5-stars at rank 4, preferably more than just that minimum 11 champions, but that is the absolute minimum.
That Dr. Voodoo is going to rank 5 after this AQ, too.
And Anthony, I think your alliance, like based on looking, it's probably around like 46 to 4,400 maybe.
What, to start? Yeah, that might be...
Yeah, day 1. So
Yeah.
if you guys wanted to push T4, you probably have to run 3 to 4 days of map 6.
Really?
Maybe 2. Probably not 2 though. Probably 3.
That ain't happening.
Yeah, and that would get brutal. 500 prestige off, Chid says, but yeah, that rank 4 5-star will make up that 500 prestige. I just noticed though that Slice'em has not conquered that 4.3.3 Juggernaut.
Which one?
It's easy now.
Yeah, I know. So, man, Slice'em, you missed out on the joy and the tears that went along with fighting that Juggernaut. The first time I fought him, I must have spent 800 units on him.
Really?
This tire is the worst node in this entire game.
There was an easy way to beat him though. And that was get him in the corner with Ultron and just keep heavying.
Really?
Yep.
Never heard that one.
Yeah, neither have I.
I used the Ronin technique, but I only had a 3-star Ronin at the time, and so...
you only had an 85% chance to stun?
Well, no, it wasn't that. It was you basically have to evade. You had to evade to begin with, or otherwise you're going to take a heavy. And when you evade with a 3-star, he had that slash tires.
Instant death.
And so it was like 85% of your health gone immediately. And so you had to get lucky, and I mean you couldn't parry. You could only evade once. You had to intercept and stun, and hope that you got the stun. Hope that your random buff wasn't a power lock, you know. And so I took in 3-star Juggernaut or 3-star Ronin, 4-star Black Bolt, and a 4-star Hulk. So three poison immune champs. Of course, he had poison too, so you can't just bring anybody. So I have those 3 champs, and Black Bolt actually did pretty well for me too. He only has like an 80% chance to stun or something, but got lucky with the stuns, so did pretty well.
Now, just out of curiosity, because again, I've been back to the game for a fairly short time span, and as far as really digging into the game, even shorter than that. So I'm assuming you're talking about this Juggernaut up ahead. Am I?
Yeah,
Yep.
the one you just looked at.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
5.3, the
yeah.
one that's like linked multiple times.
Yeah.
The easiest way to do it is to take one box at a time. I mean, you're going to run that path instead of twice, run it
That's
5
right.
times, and just to keep them easy. But, I was impatient. I'm like, I do not want to run this map 5 times.
Actually,
just
I
push
did it
through.
twice. I just crisscrossed. So like I would take a box and then a fight, then a box, then a fight, then a box,
Yeah.
and then I did it opposite the second time.
Makes sense.
It wasn't that bad, but I also did it after they removed slash tires though.
Yeah.
Lucky duck, man.
Just out of curiosity, I'm missing something. Am I correct in seeing that the boxes are minus in 50%? Okay, I'm with you. I was like,
So if you hit your link, I mean, that doesn't show. It doesn't. The boxes are
right, they're
various things,
they're
but
decreasing.
yeah.
No.
So every one you take off,
They give him attack.
Yeah.
right?
Interesting. Yeah, I'm getting ready to find out. I'm sure I'm going to run into it, and because that's what's
Every time-
next.
Every time you pick up one of those 4-star boxes, you give him health and attack.
Yeah,
Yep.
but this
Yeah.
is nothing. I mean, he's got what, power gain and health and attack. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
Yeah.
it.
nothing near
But
what it
so-
used to be, from my understanding.
Right. So imagine fighting this with slash tires, meaning you cannot evade.
Right.
With poison, so you have to. I mean, you've got to bring a poison immune champ. I mean, those were the 2 big things there, but yeah, he was nuts. And then that random buff. I mean, if you got a power lock, and you couldn't even use specials, you're toast.
That must have been terrible.
Yeah, it was bad.
It
I'm
wasn't
glad
fun.
they changed it. But at the same time, it is kind of sad because that was a bragging point.
Well, sure.
I mean, you could when you finally downed 4.3.3 Jug, you could boast about that. Say, I'm done with Juggernaut finally. But now, you don't have. There's really no boasting about beating him now.
Sure.
When I first started playing, I remember watching a YouTube video of some guy. I don't even remember who it was. It was so long ago, and he was fighting that Magneto with
Oh,
that
I remember him.
regen, and the article or the name of the video was "This is why Doctor Strange is the best character in the game." So I watched the video, and I just remember. So I checked it out in my game, and I remember seeing like the 10K PI, and I was like, "Oh my God, there's no way I'm ever gonna be able to do." Like, I just remember being so afraid of that, and thinking it was like the most outreachable thing in the world. And then I got to it, and I took him down in like 2 tries. I think the first try I did it with Star-Lord. I think I
Yep.
did it with my 3-star Star-Lord.
Yep.
Took 2 or 3 tries, but I got him down, and it wasn't really that big of a deal.
Yeah, my MVPs were my 3-star Ronin and my 3-star Star-Lord.
I really
Let's
wish
see.
I Star-Lord.
I think I used Doctor Strange for that because I think once you fate sealed him, the regen didn't come back.
Yeah, it would not come back. Yeah.
And see, that's what's interesting is when you look at where the game was to where the game is now, it's interesting to see because it's so much different as far as the difficulty of things, how they have scaled it with the, I guess you could say the nerf that came along with it, in my opinion. They said, okay, look, we're going to take away these abilities, but now these champs are going to be a lot easier. You can't skew them by using certain champions. But in the same time, they really took away part of the difficulty of the game. I mean, that's kind of what it seems like to me, just listening to you guys talking about the things you had to do and the champions you had to use. And you had to play on point with a 3-star to beat this guy. And nowadays,
Yeah,
you can find a way around it. You just got to grab a different champion and pay attention.
There's definitely more champions to do more parts of the game. That's for sure. But that Magneto still sucks.
I mean,
I would probably. What?
Oh,
that regen, it's obnoxious.
Oh yeah. But I was gonna say that jugs back before they nerfed it was probably harder than anything in Act 5.2 or 5.1 besides Collector.
wow.
Yep, wasn't slash tires. Was that ever in war?
It
Yeah.
isn't. We're
It's
still
still in war.
It's still in war. What
Yeah.
tier?
one node,
One node on the bottom right
bottom
that
right. Yeah.
usually doesn't even have a champ on it.
That's why
Yeah.
I've never. Yeah, that's right. It
Yeah,
is. Yeah.
I got a spreadsheet up. I can tell you.
Yep. And it's even if there is a champ there, it's one of the ones that you like skip over at the bottom corner, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
hmm
See, and that's worse than Thorn. I mean, like Thorns or Caltrops or whatever. I mean, you could take a bleed immune and it doesn't matter. You know, you can evade. But that slash tires, you're gonna take it anytime. Doesn't matter who you bring. But I imagine Juggernaut would actually be a pretty good attacker. You know, offensive champion on that node.
Yeah.
You don't have to evade with him. You know, just keep his unstoppable going and
Get on
smash
it and
away.
go. Yeah. And I'm trying to look and see what tier.
I don't like how you can take damage while you're in unstoppable.
It's like node 31, I think
It's 38.
Something like that.
Node 38.
38.
Slash tires. Dashing backwards costs 50% of attack as direct damage.
Yeah.
So, pretty hefty. That's a pretty hefty deal. Yeah,
See, I got lucky. I got Doctor Strange in the arena, cut like a month ago or whatever. So I never had him before. So to me, the way he is now, is awesome.
Sure, it's kind of one of those things. If you don't have it, you never know. What you don't know, I mean,
I love
there's
Doctor
no way to
Strange.
have a clue.
Let's see. I probably pulled Doctor Strange a year ago from the premium hero crystals you get from the event quest.
I've yet to pull a good champion from a premium hero crystal.
Q Thunder Thorns is not bleed based, but Caltrops is.
Yeah.
Two different.
Yeah.
They both cause damage.
Right.
but-
That man, then he's probably saying that because I misspoke earlier. I said Thorns when I meant to say Caltrops.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
but yeah. Unstable Man says, how much energy needed for Act 4 completion?
A lot.
It's a ton. I know this. I had a graphic of it showing how much more Act 4 cost compared to Act 5 so far.
It's got to be like 3,000.
It's
No,
like
I mean
48
energy or
It's like
something.
48 energy. It's like 4,800 energy, something.
Refills, like 48 refills.
No, like total energy.
4,800 energy.
Yeah,
Okay.
4,800 refills. That would be like the most. That's like $10,000.
No, you said 48 first, so I thought 48 refills, but
Yeah, no, it's like 4,800 total
yeah, that makes sense.
energy. Yeah. Some of the paths you need 2 energy refills.
Yeah.
All right, I've got it. This is what Act 4 cost when you talk about energy. Chapter 1 is 3,030.
This
Alright.
is one chapter.
Chapter 2 is 3,555. Chapter 3 is 4,434. And Act
Okay.
4, Chapter 4 is 3,891.
So maybe I was talking about just one chapter, guys.
Yeah,
Not the whole thing. God.
Yeah, it's insane. It's unbelievable at how much energy is spent in that. But yeah, I'm trying to
Says
find.
everything.
Yeah, it's a lot, but that was also. I mean, you think that they were doing that before they really started pushing the event quests.
Yeah.
That's true.
You know,
There was a lot less
and so
going on.
now we have an extra difficulty on the event quest too. So I mean, there's more areas to spend energy than there used to be in the game.
Well, I think that's what people don't understand is back then Act 4 was the end-all be-all, and that's where you spent all your time. So when you're talking about spending all your energy in there, that's where you spent it all. Now you're spending one day in there. You're spending one day in the new event. Then you've got whatever special event they have coming up. So there's a lot of things taking energy, which make it seem, what horrible timing that was, make it seem
I-
worse than what it is.
I am really, really looking forward to a Spider-Man event.
I'm looking forward to it if they bring a challenge event out.
I think there'll be a rift or something to that effect.
I forget who I was watching, but they made a point that every big like movie type event has had something like the Rift or Rocket's Workshop or something.
That was Seaton.
Yeah.
I think there'll be one.
Yeah.
The Rift
There will be. I mean, Spider-Man's going to be. I mean, that's a huge milestone for Marvel Studios. They're going to make a big deal out of it.
They're
Because
also,
how long have they tried to get this movie? I mean, Sony has held the rights to Spider-Man for a long time,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
and Marvel Studios finally get their hands on it, able to do a movie in collaboration there. I'm sure they're going to make a big deal out of it.
and from what I hear, it's a fantastic movie.
Yeah, I heard that too.
Tom Holland or whatever his name is like the best Spider-Man yet.
I mean, just going off Civil War, you could make that assumption.
He
Yeah, I
did a
think-
great
yeah.
job.
So the movie is, from what I hear, one of the better Marvel movies made.
And I saw a leak that the one post-credit scene is a must-watch.
Really,
They don't usually say that.
I
So-
love the post-credit scenes. They're so
yeah.
entertaining.
They've
Hey,
always
where's your
been good.
mods at? Slice them.
Yep, I see it.
I-
Chid's sleeping on his job.
I was about to do it too.
Joe Frojo says, "Do y'all remember how hard Joe Fix-It quest was when it came out? Had to nerf the quest boss. Only time I ever remember them doing it. Frojo, that was the very first event quest that I did
What was
when I
wrong with
started
them?
the game. I don't know. I didn't even finish it because it was shortly after I started playing the game. It was that, and then Coulson's quest came out. I think at the same time, or right about that time when that quest was running. And so I think I did the regular difficulty on it. Didn't even mess with the master because my roster was nowhere near strong enough to handle that.
The only challenge quest I didn't do was the one that had the Electra that was like the one in Act 4 where she can stun you randomly.
The Ming-Na, was that the Ming-Na's
I think it was the
Calvary
first
challenge?
Ming-Na or first Chloe. It was
First
one
Chloe's. Yeah.
That Electra, when she evades and then stuns you, is
Yeah.
awful. The first one I did was the X-Men one with Weapon X as the boss. That was
That
the
was
first.
the X-Men one, wasn't it? With
Yeah.
no, that is. Let's see. That didn't have Archangel. That was the one before Archangel,
That was
correct?
with Phoenix, Dark Phoenix,
Yep.
Weapon X, Wolvie.
Yeah, and it had all like the Frank Strange and
The MODOK characters.
yeah. That was the first one I did.
So I just came back right around then. So
And I don't remember. Everyone says the Iceman was really, really hard. I
it was
don't
a
remember.
pain.
I don't remember that. I remember
don't-
doing it, but I don't remember it being a huge struggle.
No, it wasn't for me.
He was
at
a
least.
challenge.
Oh, he was a pain.
He was a challenge for me my first time through, and then I brought Daredevil in, and he was easy.
Star-Lord whooped his butt.
The issue I had with him was on the master difficulty was the cold snap, because you started with it and it was just ticked so ungodly high.
Yeah.
So no matter what champ I brought, by the time I got through the cold snap, it was still half my health. It was just brutal.
Frojo, do you remember what exactly made it so hard?
Yeah, I don't remember.
I wasn't playing back then, so I don't have a clue.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny to think about that Joe Fix-It would be hard.
Yeah.
That it would be hard enough they'd have to nerf him.
Maybe that explains so
Not
much
a
about Joe now.
Particularly difficult champion to fight.
This event quest, I breezed through. Did
Yeah,
anyone? find it extremely easy.
Yeah, it
Easy.
was. Yeah,
I think it was not as easy
very-
as the King Groot's loot, but it was still pretty easy.
Yeah, I didn't do that one.
Even the degeneration, it was like it wasn't even there. Like I breezed right through it.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was. I didn't think this master event, this event at all, was very difficult at all. Um, it was very easy. And again, the first one that I even attempted to do the master event on was the one with Iceman and Archangel, and Iceman just ate my lunch. I mean, I got done, I did it, but I didn't do 100%. Um, I did the first two chapters, and when I got to that Iceman portion, um, after going through it and completing it, I said, forget it. There's no way. There was no way. I was like, there's absolutely no way without just spending a ton in units to get past him. And at the time, I was a stockpiler. I never used revives. I didn't use my potions because I wanted to be able to beat it just going straight through. And every time Iceman was killing my champions, like I said, half health, over half their health, just from the cold snap. So it was very frustrating for me. And then
yeah.
the event after that, I did master event and never looked back. So
Yeah, I went. Supersonic Saint is saying a lot of people stop playing because of willpower. For me, it made me want to play more.
It
Willpower
was 100% needed.
it was ridiculous, out of control. It was like some fights you couldn't even finish. You had to quit and stop. It was crazy. It was too broken.
Yeah,
Made
got
me
you like
like
4,000 units too.
yeah, and thank God we got them back. I unlocked it. And just because everyone was doing it, and I was like, oh, this must be awesome. And then after like the first couple of months, you're like, oh my God, my champions are just always at full health. This is the greatest thing ever. And then you realize real quick when you can't even finish an arena, how much it sucks. And then I was so glad when they changed it.
Yeah,
So glad.
I haven't had it since that day.
I still use it depending. Like I used it in Act 4 because of all the random buffs, and it actually really helped in Act 4. But that's really about the only place I turned it on.
my name has changed. Says I think the worst for me, I think was called Ming Nays, with a Spidey that simply crushed you. He said a dude in my alliance slogged for like 20 members in there and did it for them. He later got permanently banned because he was using a mod. I didn't finish that quest. Oh man, could you imagine how bad that would be?
Yeah.
Just doing it like, oh
I think that quest
Don't
is the
use
one that
mods.
I do.
yeah. I just don't understand why people do it. I mean, look, have fun with the game. If you can't beat part of it, you can't beat part of it. Well, you figure it out and you move on. I just don't get
Think-
that.
Capam has definitely stepped their game up on banning them.
It's their pet peeve. They hate it. They hate account sharing more than anything else.
I don't know if you guys were playing, but way back there were a bunch of top alliances, like they were modding wars and stuff, and then there was a big like deal where Kabam wiped those alliances clean, erased all their war rating and all that.
Ooh,
Really.
Yeah, it was a big issue back then.
that had to hurt.
It's it's bad. It's bad for the game.
It is. It's just there's no reason to do it. To me, it's
And it
look,
takes-
figure it out. Be like everybody else. Nut up
Yeah.
and play the game. If you suck, you suck. I mean, I suck plenty of times. And believe me, I get frustrated and want to throw my phone. But at the end of the day, never once have I thought to myself, you know what, I'm going to mod my game to get past this. Look, if I suck, I want to get past it, it's going to cost me. It's going to cost me units. It's going to cost me time. It's going to cost me something. But I'm not going to mod because then it costs me my account. It just makes no sense. Grand scheme, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I put way too much time into building what I have to ever, chance losing it for doing something stupid like that. I just, and I think I kind of kind of hold that position on buying accounts too. I know some guys are into buying accounts, and that's all fine, whatever. But just it's not for me. I've
Sure.
put spent almost 2 years playing this game, and I've put a lot of time and more money than I should have into building what I have, and I take pride in that. So
Uh-huh.
I didn't cheat my way to 435,000 rating. I didn't cheat my way into my 5 stars, and I didn't buy it. I earned it. I earned every single point of that, and so that's a point of pride for me.
Sure.
That's the way I see it.
Yeah.
No, and I don't disagree. And
And
look,
yeah, I mean, I'm not slamming anybody that does buy an account. It's fine. I mean, if that's your thing. Yeah, that's fine. But yeah, modding, I don't like. I mean, that's cheating. I don't condone modding in any way.
and here's my thing.
Unless
like,
it's the MCO mod, I should say. Unless it's MCO mod, they could give us their videos and stuff like that. That's fine. But
right. Here's the thing. Here's what I don't understand. I guess. Um, you know, here's the deal. I get buying accounts to a degree. I've played a lot of games, and there's those people that come in, they play the game for the first little bit, and they instantly say, okay, I know I'm going to want to play this game, but I'm so far behind, I just want a good account. I get
Yeah.
it. It's not ideal. I don't think is it fair? No, but at the same time, you know, Joe Schmo can buy a great account. The problem is if he sucks, it doesn't matter what the account is. He's still a sucky player. The
yeah,
account
that's
will,
pretty evident.
the account is going to go backwards. You know what I mean? Like it's not going to be able to stay at that elite level. So he's either going to be stuck doing one or two things: figuring out how to play and becoming better to maintain that account, or he's going to eventually have to rebuy another top tier account. Like the cycle never ends for that guy. So I kind of get it to a degree, but it just doesn't make sense on the same token. Be smart about it, I guess. It's one of those things. If it makes sense, you want to play. I get it. Not everybody wants to grind back up to where everybody's at. But they've done a lot of things to make that a lot easier with the new arena system, or the arena system where you can get champions pretty easy as a beginning
Yeah.
player. It makes a world of difference. So
It is still pretty hard to get the T4 though.
it is. I would agree with that. Chid said, "Nah, screw that. I slam people for buying accounts and bragging. Like, come on, dude. You can't even beat Thanos." Um, that's just it. I mean, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter who buys. It doesn't matter about the account. The person playing the account makes the difference. That's my opinion there.
Yeah, like, have you ever seen an account if someone's like at level 25 or 30 and they have an Ultron Prime?
Yeah.
I don't get that.
That's hacking.
Yeah, and they get like the automatic 50k damage or whatever and just blast through like whatever. So ridiculous. And then they get into your alliance and they talk like the biggest game and they're so great and look what they accomplished, and then they go into war and get absolutely demolished.
Yeah.
It's fun to watch. It's fun to watch because you see it coming. You're like, like the numbers don't match. Like, all right, this is weird, and then you're like, yep, saw that coming.
My name has changed. Says we got a few a long time ago inside the alliance. They got kicked right away. Oh, second day. At the second day. Sorry.
Right. Yeah, we've had a few. We've had a few of those.
It happens.
Chid asked if that Joe Fixit was difficult because of lack of masteries and heavy hitter node. It wasn't the lack of masteries because we've had masteries in the game since I've started, and like I said, that event quest was live. I remember playing that one. But I can't tell you what the deal was with that Joe Fixit though.
Neither can I.
Uh-oh. I'm getting whooped by Doctor Strange. Not paying attention.
Hashtag hack slice.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, wait a minute. And then I looked down and I'm getting smashed by Doc Strange, so.
Yep, Steve Torres, sadly you can buy accounts.
You can, and I know at least one guy who's made some a nice profit off of Yeah, buying and selling accounts.
I would tell you where to look for it, but I don't want you to do it, so I'm not gonna. But if you thought about it for more than 3 seconds, you could probably figure it out.
Yeah, it's ridiculous what people are willing to pay
Oh yeah.
for a top account. I guess you could think of how much people actually pay for their, to build up their accounts. I mean, it kind of makes sense. You could spend that much over the course of a few years, but I've seen some that are like, $2,500 people are paying
Yeah, what did
for
Texas
accounts.
Hitman get for his?
I don't know.
I bet he got a.
But now, I mean, to get that kind of money, I mean, you'd have to have an account with 100% Labyrinth,
Yeah.
and rank 4 or 5 stars.
Hey.
My name has changed, says what Joe Fixit, the grand scheme. We've been talking about the event quest with Joe Fixit, Jessica Jones, Daredevil, Luke Cage, about going on a year and a half ago, so a long time ago.
Yeah, luckily for me, I missed that. I didn't have to worry about it, so.
Paris, true. I wouldn't go around saying you bought it either. It technically is against Kabam's terms of service.
Policies. Yep.
So if they found out, and all it takes is that one guy who doesn't like you in the chat or alliance or whatever, sees it in a like it doesn't matter. All it takes is one, and Kabam sees it, and you're done. So
One lemon head ruins the good time.
just be careful.
Supersonic said he's seen a guy with the 4 or 5-star Ultron Prime with a 440 Iron Patriot and a 3-star Max Joe Fixit. And a 4-star rank 2 Hawkeye. Yep. That's straight up hacking. No ifs and ors about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then you don't get the satisfaction of actually going through it and completing it yourself.
Yeah.
Right. Paris says he's just going to buy the account and stay in his own alliance. Well, you have to consider, if you were to buy an account, and so say you buy an account that's 5,400, 5,500, 6,000 prestige, whatever. If you got the money to do that, you buy it. You go back into your own alliance, that may be a 4 or 5 million alliance, and you start playing Alliance Quest, you instantly make the game exponentially more difficult for everyone else in your alliance. Okay, so it's not. I mean, you think it's going to be a great deal that you're going to have these awesome champs to go in and just beat all this content, but your alliance mates may not have the champions that they need to keep up with you in Alliance Quest if you just shot the prestige up, so you do have to keep that in mind. I mean, you've got to have the skill to play, but you also have to have the champions that fit within the bracket that your alliance is playing in.
Well, and that also kind of runs back to, okay, so you're going to drop the money to get that type of account. If you're not playing in the top tier, that account is going to go backwards. I just firmly believe that.
Yeah.
You may be okay for the first little bit, but eventually where everybody, to me, and again, I'm nowhere near top tier. I'm nowhere near what Grand Scheme and Jacob and these guys are at. Frojo, not even close. Not even on the same planet. Look, there's a million miles between us. But here's what logically makes sense from my video game playing history. When you're at that top, you have to continue to play at the top. Because as soon as the new content comes out, it's not about, well, I just beat it and now I'm just going into it. No, you beat it and then you own it and you maximize everything. So whenever the new stuff drops, you're instantly where you have to be. To give you a comparison, the only thing I can really compare to is back when I played WoW. We had the guild I ran was top notch. At one point, top 200 in the world. Got into the top 100 on a couple kills, but we farmed every night. There was constant farming, and everybody had the best pieces. And when the new content came out, we were instantly at the top of that content. And the same thing goes for this. If you're not ready for the next level, you get left behind. or at least that's what I would assume when you're talking about these top tier players and top tier accounts. And correct me if I'm wrong there, Jacob or Graham, but that's what I would think.
No, you're right.
Nope. Yeah, you're right.
Do either of you have a spending requirement in your line?
Nope. Just that you're expected to clear your lines.
Yeah, so if you die, you need to, yeah. MXIV, like, they have to spend a certain dollar amount per week to stay in the alliance.
Yeah, I mean that's absolute top, tier. Most alliances aren't going to do that, and
Yeah.
those alliances, they do that to ensure that they remain the number one alliance in the game. Most alliances aren't going to do that, but if you can play in the tier that you're in and clear your lines and meet event minimums if you've got event minimums, then that's what it takes. But as far as spending, no, I don't think it's
I think if
shouldn't
my,
be a requirement generally
I
speaking.
think so either. If my alliance leader told me I had to spend even $1, I'd be like, yeah, sorry. I'm going to go find another alliance.
Yeah. Well, and here's what we're looking at. Frojo said, yeah, the moment I left Core a month later, I was behind account-wise. Just kind of going back to that idea of that, he said he wouldn't have been allowed in Core standards-wise. So, I mean, that it goes to show you just how quickly it can add up. My name has changed to the grand scheme says that Joe Fixit quest was exactly when people discovered the perfect block team. And that was the strategy we most used.
Okay.
So, interesting.
I wish.
Yeah, that would have been before I had a perfect block team. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah, my perfect block team. I actually was using a. I don't know that I ever had a full one. I think it was a 4-star, and a 3-star Doctor Strange and a 3-star Scarlet Witch. Oh, and then I finally, towards the end of it, before they nerfed it, I managed to get a Cyclops Magneto Black Bolt team.
Yep.
Yeah,
Was that crit or fury?
No, that was double attack and double block proficiency.
Yeah.
That's a new. I haven't heard that one before. That's a new one.
Yeah, it used to be. What did they call that mastery? Leadership, something like that. Leadership mastery.
Yeah.
That Black Bolt got a block proficiency off of Cyclops, and Cyclops got one off of Black Bolt. Or something like that. But anyway, you could have, it was Magneto, Black Bolt, and Cyclops. The three of those together. So then, and that was also one of the best ones because you could get the 5 stars, the 5-star Cyclops in there too. So like a lot of people went for the Doctor Strange, double Doctor Strange, and the Scarlet Witch, but there were no 5-star versions of those. And so that's why before the rank down tickets, that's why you saw rank 4 Cyclops everywhere.
Makes sense.
And that was back in the day where War Machine was useful too, because him and Hawkeye had perfect block too.
Right. I'd love to have that now with my my 5-star Hawkeye. He's at level 60, signature 60, and I love him. Take him to Alliance War every time. He's amazing.
Yeah, I got him at R4.
Man.
Oh, you took him to rank 4. Nice.
Yep.
I debated on it, but I just couldn't bring myself to do it. I'm like, there are other champions I'd rather have there. As useful as he is. When the tier 2 alphas become more common, then I'll think about it. But
my view on it was that I still have an R4 spot open. I'm not going for any more featured crystals because I'm 0 for 8 now, and I just don't feel like testing my luck anymore. And by the time all the good champs are in the 5-star crystals, we will most likely have more T2 alphas from the ending of Act 5.
Yeah. No, so I'm assuming you've done Labyrinth then.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, nice.
Yep, he's got a king.
So,
Yeah.
so I have to ask then, Jacob. I know who Anthony is. I've seen his name around quite a bit. What is your name, Jacob, in the chat? What do you go by in the chat usually?
Jacob, that's fine. Yeah.
Jacob. Okay, I'm just wondering if I've seen you around.
Frojo, I thought it was all of the original, not just those two, but Wolverine as well. All the original. I thought they weren't gonna make a 5-star.
Chid says, "Grand scheme, one more time. How much do you love your Hawkeye?" Take notes, Slice 'em.
Yeah. Well, I've been debating taking. So here's my 5 stars. I have 3: Juggernaut, Hawkeye, and Magneto. None of which are duped, and it's just been driving me crazy because I just feel like I don't have that 5-star that you can really kind of start piecing a team around and saying, okay, this is the guy I'm going to use to start heading down this content road or that content road. My 4 stars are more than enough to take care of Act 4 and probably Act 5, but it's just that.
Act 5, you might want to have at least one R4 5-star.
I don't think you do though.
Or you could rank 3 that Hawkeye and be just fine.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, the bad thing about Hawkeye is his prestige, and he just doesn't have a whole lot of flair about him. I mean, he's no voodoo, so, I mean, it's just like, yeah, it's Hawkeye. But I tell you what, as far as utility, one of the very most important aspects in the game right now is power control, and very few do it as well as Hawkeye does. His bleed is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
If you get deep wounds maxed, his bleed is amazing. And I don't know, he doesn't even have to be awakened. As a matter of fact, at signature 60, his signature ability is actually pretty good now. But before I got him to 60, I was kind of hoping that he didn't trigger hemorrhage because it just feeds willpower.
Yeah.
If that bleed is not strong enough.
Sure.
But the bleed is significant. His power control is significant, and he has some of the best synergies in the game
with Quake.
With not just with Quake, but with
that's like that's
coming
the main one,
in and out. So one of the videos I posted was on synergies, like non-conventional synergies with Hawkeye. You put him with a Black Panther Civil War, and a Beast. I mean, you get 15. I think it's like 15% attack after a 15-hit combo plus 25% damage on his bleed. You can put him on a stun team, Black Widow and Hulk. There's so many synergy combos that you can use with the guy. So he is so underrated.
In his fighting animations and mechanics are so smooth.
They are.
Love it. You
Absolutely.
can pop right that. So it's the transition from a combo to the L1. So easy and smooth. I think he is outstanding, and everyone should either R5 him or R3 him.
Yeah, mine's at R3. Definitely, no question about that. It's just, I couldn't bring myself to do the R4 though. It's just such a rare position. I've only done one Path of Labyrinth.
Well, there's so many.
I've only got 3 spots available, and one of them needs to be Star-Lord.
Sure.
So,
Grant, I saw most of your. Did you 100% LOL?
No, I've only done one run.
One run,
and that was just because I got tired of waiting. I've got 15 5-stars, several of them duped several times, and just cannot awaken Star-Lord. So I did my first run with Storm.
With Storm, yeah, you didn't seem to have much of an issue though.
Nah, she was painful. She would not crit. I mean, her critical rate on her second special was maybe 40%. It was pretty infuriating.
That's significantly lower than I would have expected.
Yeah, well, I had heard that they nerfed that critical rate for her after 12.0. Several people that had her at rank 4 ranked her down because of that. But at the time, she was just my best. She was my best option for a rank 4. I used her for my legend run. She is great for legend runs because she has a high attack out of the gate. Fits in with the mutant synergy team. So I figured, I'm going to rank for her anyway because eventually, if I do bring Star-Lord in, If I can awaken my Star-Lord, he's ready to be ranked to 4. I've got 40 more Sig Stones to drop on him. Then I would bring Storm in a mutant team with Star-Lord and have 2 rank 4 5-stars for my additional runs.
Would that give you the attack, though, that you need for the long timer?
I think it'd be long enough.
I don't think it'll give you that 12-minute timer.
Right. But even Star-Lord with the shorter timer, he's going to do more damage than Storm did for me with the longer timer.
Steve Torres asked if YouTubers make it easier for Kabam to see how some champs are OP, and the answer is absolutely not, because almost every Kabam employee has an account in this game and plays and is in an active alliance, so they already know for themselves.
And there's some even in like the top alliances.
Yeah.
I think it's a no-brainer. They know. There's no, and here it's not hard to see. I mean, when you can just roll through content with a certain champion or two, and I think it's a no-brainer. They're not idiots. I think early on, what they did was good for the game. You had champions that were just desirable. It made people go after them. It gave them something to go after. And what I think is, at some point it kind of clicked. Okay, we can't continue creating content that's going to challenge these champions without leaving everybody else behind. Because if you don't have these champs, you're now screwed. So at that point, they have to balance the game. That's the only answer. They're not idiots. They're, believe it or not, as much as I hate to say it, they're fairly smart folks that understand business very well.
Yeah, Frojo, I thought they still had someone in MMXIV.
They have a guy in ISO 8A. I'm not going to say who it was, but I received information about what was going on in the office during the whole 12.0 scandal.
Wow. All right, guys. Well, listen. We're approaching. Oh, go ahead, Anthony.
No, I'm good.
Oh, I was just gonna say, guys. Hey, look, we're approaching 2:30 in the morning. Unfortunately for me, tomorrow is the beginning of a new month. Tons of work for me to do at my real work, unfortunately. So, I have to be up early. I've got a morning meeting in under 6 hours that I have to lead. So, I'm probably gonna jump out of here and go pass out here in the next 9 minutes or so. So we'll have 9 minutes. Let's wrap it up, get an idea of what we're looking at. I'm going to go over a couple things at the end. And outside of that, guys, I really appreciate everybody coming in and chatting, and I appreciate everybody viewing. If you are new here, hit that subscribe button. Hit that subscribe button. If you've been sticking around, hit the like button, send a friend or two. Obviously, you're here for a reason, so come on back and bring a friend. Outside of that, Anthony, Jacob, Grand Scheme, any last certain thoughts that you kind of got on your mind, feel free to handle it out. Anthony, we'll start with you.
Get in the pool.
Good call. Definitely the big thing right now.
Bring the community together and get in the pool.
All right, Jacob, anything?
Just have fun. That's all.
Guys.
And
go ahead.
I'll add in. I'm not getting in the basic pool. I will never get in the basic pool.
You're getting
Sorry,
in the
Anthony.
basic pool. Get in there.
It takes 10 minutes.
10 minutes that I don't want to waste.
Stop it.
He's gonna poop. He's gonna poop in the pool.
I feel like we've had a lot of good discussion. At the end of the day, guys, there is a lot of neat stuff with the game, and I think it's definitely heading in the right direction. I'm curious to see what they're going to do with some stuff, and especially with the Spider-Man content coming out, where we go from there, and who they're going to bring in with Spider-Man. So, Grand Scheme, anything you want to touch on before we head out?
No, man, not really. But appreciate you having me on. You do owe me an appearance, though.
Absolutely, I will make it up. Well, I'll have to find out a good time. My job's pretty hectic, but you've got me online, you got me on Skype. I'd love to sit
Yep.
down and talk anytime and do what's best for all channels. So whatever we can do to help, I'm all in, brother. So, all right, guys. Well, I'm going to go ahead and kill the Skype call at this point. Go ahead and end that. I'm going to go over a couple of things. I really appreciate it. Hey, Frojo, you're next. So let me know sometime. I'd love to have you on the stream and have a chance to debate the game, debate certain topics. To me, that's what makes the game fun. There's so many ways to go about the same objectives. You know, there's different ways to get around it. So, Frojo says Bulldog must hate his neighbor. That's a lot of fireworks. That's a good point. He has been gone for a long time, and it's only 12:30 out of the third time. So it's kind of funny. So yeah. So that is something that we're working on. Is Frojo, Grand Scheme, everybody. We're working on a schedule so that we can set up times for people to be able to come in and hang out and make the phone call and just debate the game and debate certain topics, where it's going, maybe what we should be looking at, so on and so forth. So again, grand scheme, I can't say thank you enough. Thanks for stopping in. I will definitely make sure I pay it back to you, brother.
Yeah, man, it's my pleasure.
All right. And again, go ahead.
I want to add in that even if you don't get in the call, voice your opinion in the chat.
Absolutely.
Because we will try to read your comment.
Absolutely. For us, the live chat's where it's at. Our goal is to make sure people get answered, gets responded to, and so on and so forth. Now, I will give a little bit of a tip. Coming up this next week or so, we are going to be having a little bit more of an interactive stream. So, guys, do us a favor. Make sure you're here. Be ready. We are going to be looking at a couple different rankings. So come with your ranking shoes on and be ready to give us your opinion, but more importantly, be ready to give us your reasoning. There's nothing worse than the guy that says, oh, he's the best, but I can't tell you why. It's just how I like him. Give us a little something better to go off of than I just like this or just like that. Come ready to go. So yeah, and by the way, it looks like Frojo's going to be doing a LOL run live tomorrow, so feel free to check him out. So, all right, guys.
Frojo, good luck.
Absolutely, best of luck, Frojo. You'll be able to do it. I got faith in you, man. Again, I'm going to kill the call. And guys,
What time is
all right.
doing that?
Frojo, what time are you doing it, bud? And again, we're gonna have to wait a second here because there is a small delay.
When are you doing one, Sly?
Yeah. First, I have to get past the road, which really I think I'm on the downward cycle here. But after that, I don't know. I have no problem in dying plenty of times for everybody to see.
Just keep this in mind. I have a buddy in my alliance that knows a guy who's doing 100% lull run with a 4-star Star-Lord.
It is doable.
That's nuts.
That is deep
insane.
pockets.
It's doable. It's pricey, but it's doable.
Yeah.
Wow. That's insane. All right. Well, Frojo maybe didn't hear us, but oh, there it is. 8 p.m. Central. So.
Central. All right.
All right. So the good news is he should be a little bit ahead of us. So. All right, guys.
Good
With that being said, best of luck to Frojo. Best of luck to everyone else. Anthony, Jacob, thanks
Later.
for coming on as usual. And Grand Scheme, we appreciate your guest appearance, man.
Yeah, man.
All right. And again, I'm going to kill the call. Thank you guys so much.
Peace.
Take care. All right, guys. R31 says Slice has to get past Wolverine first. Hey, look. Once I went to full scale Star Lord, it was so much easier. All right. Yeah, it was a lot better. So I should have just stuck to Star Lord the whole time. I bet I wasted an hour of my personal life and everybody else's life that was watching try my guillotine. It was horrible. So yeah. Epic Gamer asked, what recorder do I use? I actually use two programs. I use OBS to throw it up to the screen, and then I use a deal called Lonely Screen, I believe. Yeah, Lonely Screen to mimic my phone or iPad. So, all right. going back and just making sure I don't miss anything here. All right, looks like that's pretty well all the questions. Frojo's letting us know if we want to commentate, we're more than welcome. Frojo, I may get with you. It would be interesting to see. So, with that being said, guys, again, if you're new here, I do appreciate it. Thanks for stopping in. If you're watching this afterwards and you've made it this far, then there's no reason not to hit the subscribe button. If you guys have been here before and you enjoy it, bring a friend or two. Again, I greatly appreciate all the support. Trying to do something a little different. And again, I did mention it. Going to go over it again, though. We are going to be doing a ranking system. We're going to be putting our rankings out next week. So be watching probably tomorrow night. The idea is to have a rough schedule for you guys. And at that point, it'll give you an idea of when we're going to be coming live with it. And it's going to be interesting. It's going to be different. So I hope everybody can tune in and help as we reveal our rankings. So, Frojo, I'll get with you, man. Not a problem. Outside of that, guys, again, everybody take it easy. Thanks for all the effort, and thanks for stopping in and watching. Best of luck this week for everybody. And Sunday, I'll be cracking crystals as well. So hopefully we can get something decent. Until next time, everybody, best of luck. Take it easy.